This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, The Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick Mason.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good day in Melbourne.
Great day in Melbourne.
Nice day in Melbourne.
If you...
I mean, we have to wear masks when we go outside.
Sure.
We can't really interact with anybody.
Well, I don't wear a mask. I refuse. 'Cause
What?
I think you shouldn't control what people think or say or do or are, or never listen to anybody, or do if you agree, but don't. What do you think?
But you also have fairly severe brain damage, don't you?
Yeah,
Well, that explains it. Okay, well, it all works out, doesn't it? Yeah. No, it's a good day in Melbourne.
glorious
It's real
day in
nice.
Melbourne, yeah.
It's shorts weather for you.
Oh, mate, I'm busting them out. I came out yesterday with Claire in like a summer shirt and shorts and thongs. And I'm like, look, Summer James is here. And I'm like dancing across the kitchen. And Claire's like, what's this? And I'm like, it's just it's a thing I do now.
Why can't you maintain that enthusiasm for the podcast?
It's only for my private life, Mason.
I understand,
Or my
sure.
happiness is reserved for my private life.
Yeah. How do you feel about shorts on a Zoom call? How do you feel about the pants situation on a
Oh,
Zoom
whatever.
call?
Anything
Really?
goes, man. Yeah.
I have to wear regular pants.
In case you stand up.
No, not at all. I just don't feel...
Ah.
I feel
Are you a shorts guy? Because I'm not a huge shorts guy.
Yeah, I'm a shorts guy.
Yeah.
But like if I'm on a Zoom call, like if I'm,
Yeah.
you know, I not that I am because I don't have any kind of real business job.
Sure.
But for like the last couple of podcasts I've been on where we Zoom.
Yeah.
I've had to put on like outside pants.
A
'cause
nice pair of slacks.
Nice pair of exactly. Nice
Sure,
pair.
I can appreciate
nice
that.
pair of gabardine slacks.
Makes you
Because
feel
I'm like-
better.
well, that's true because I feel, but exactly. Maybe what if I do have to stand up? But I'm like, God, this
I'll
feels
see your boxer shorts with the hearts on them, Mason.
That's right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just pajama pants or track pants or whatever. I'm like, no, this isn't fair.
No,
to
you
anybody.
can't wear like a regular nice shirt and
Yeah.
then track pants. Like that's
People do though.
no, don't do it. That's weird.
It's disingenuous.
It's
for business.
disingenuous, and I think I'd feel wrong doing it. My problem with shorts is like until recently, I'm like, what do you wear with shorts in terms of shoes? It's just ankle socks. That's what you do. You don't wear any socks that go above your ankles. That's it, right?
Some people do.
Well, some people are crazy. I know there's a look.
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk can fuck off.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you been playing Tony Hawk? Did you eventually
No,
get
I
Tony
haven't.
Hawk?
I no, I should get it, but I haven't. I think you can't do big races, as people were
wow.
telling me. We threw a
Yeah,
question.
that's
out
on the
there.
box.
Can't do big,
That's the subtitle now. Tony Hawk 1 and 2. You can't do big
can't do
races.
big races. Yeah. But anyway, we should get into the show.
Should do the pod- should before that, should we ceremoniously crack open our Coke Snow Sugar?
Oh my goodness!
It's like Attorneys General. It's
Yes.
Coke Snow Sugar.
You got to because we're keeping trim for the summer, aren't
That's
we?
exactly right, yeah. Oh, you are right. It did fizz.
I told you, Mason, you son of a bitch. It's not that good, is it? But it's not. That's not the point. It's not the point of a Coke no sugar. They're not supposed to be good.
This is our... We're being sponsored by Coke No Sugar. It's not that good, is it? But it's not supposed to be good. It's the double way. It's the alley-oop of sponsorship taglines. It's not very good, but it's not supposed to be good. What are you going to do about it?
Here's something that is good, though.
Okay, I'm ready.
Right now on BigSandwich.co, it's our new episode of our Comic Book Club, where we talk about the first volume of the Walking Dead comic.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about how that started, the creation behind it, the litigation, how it
Yeah.
fed into the show, the net worth of everybody involved.
And a little bit about the comic itself.
Yeah, we do talk about the comic itself.
briefly. But after we finished up, I was like at home and I'm like, probably should have talked about the characters and stuff.
We talked about
We
characters.
talked about the characters a
We
little
mostly talked about Rick Grimes'
Mostly
hat
talked about Rick
briefly.
Grimes, yeah.
Anyway, let's get into it.
All right.
Anyway, news of the week. We're talking about Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk. What else we got here? Some another villain for Ant-Man 3, or the first villain. Delays again. Uncharted set photos. I don't know if you've seen those.
I have seen
People
them
are
and
very
people
upset.
are so upset. We'll get into it, yeah.
Super Mario. A bunch of DC stuff happening, including Batman, Mandalorian Season 2. And then, as an extension of our episode last week, we're going to talk about movies, that there was only one movies, but maybe make it
make
two
another
movies.
movies.
It's like Attorneys Generals or a Cokes Zeros.
That's right.
Make another's movies.
Make another's movies, please.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Those attorneys generals could get onto it.
Oh, if
We'd
they could.
appreciate it.
Why do you think they change it from Coke Zero to Coke No Sugar? Because is that like, we don't want it to be a chick's drink.
Oh,
Is that what
maybe-
they're doing here?
Maybe it's because zero connotes losers. Like maybe it's like, this is a loser's drink, you know?
Why don't they call it Coke Winner or Coke You're Number One?
Yeah, right. Coke cool.
Coke
Because
cool.
that would imply that if you drink regular Coke, you're not cool.
That's so
You
true.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that is true.
Did you know, James,
Yeah, I'm ready.
that Coke destroyed Crystal Pepsi by implying it was a diet drink, and then people wouldn't drink it.
Really?
Because Crystal Pepsi, you know when
Wasn't it just clear?
it was just clear, right? but I learned this on,
Yeah.
on a YouTube channel. I think I've mentioned it today. I found out
He's great.
YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
you did. You told me about him.
And,
yeah.
and it's apparently because they brokered a deal with all the supermarkets to put Tab, which is
Oh,
like
like
a diet
next day.
drink
Yeah,
next
yeah.
to Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah.
And so everybody was like, oh, a diet drink. And like back in the 80s, diet drinks were for ladies. So
Yeah,
people stopped drinking
exactly.
it, right?
Yeah, and I think that's where that whole like Diet Coke. It's like that's Coke for ladies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you
They should have called this Coke for men.
my son's peeking you through the
Uh-oh,
window.
he's
He's
in
gone
trouble.
again. He's gone again. Coke
Did I
for
t-
men.
did I
Exactly.
tell you I'm
finally
really-
a Coke for men? Coke for men. Oh, there's time codes if you want to jump away
If you
from
want to
this
jump through
conversation.
this particular conversation quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I mention I'm fully embracing your son calling me a frog?
Yeah.
And every time I see him, I talk about how good it is to be a frog. He's not happy about it. The tables have been turned. He doesn't know how to deal with that anymore.
Very good stuff. So THQ reported that Ms. Marvel is getting a creative team and directors and such. I think it's just creative. Yeah, it is. With Bad Boys for Life, Adil Al-Abi. So as you know, that is the most successful movie of the year as of so far.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so there you go. So I started to watch it the other day and I went, yeah, I fucking hate these two characters.
Okay, I still haven't got around to it.
It's on Prime, maybe?
Oh,
it's on one of them,
terrific.
yeah. So
Okay.
I will get back to it.
Is it because you've always hated them?
I've always hated them, yes.
right.
Well, no, I've only seen 2 and I hate that movie.
Yeah, 2 is bad.
So that's why. So I think that's a great choice.
Do they still have the dynamic of Will Smith is super cool and Martin Lawrence is an
Sort
absolute
of, but I
loser?
think it's like they're both old and whatever. And it opens with like they're in a car chase and it's like, why are they in a car chase and they're rushing to the birth of one of their
that is
grandkids or
a
whatever.
trope I
That's
haven't
such
seen in
trope,
a really
yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I mean, that's like
It's like a trope from Bad Boys 2, maybe.
Yeah, right. Oh, maybe it is. I mean, that's a trope from Ghostbusters too. Like where you think they're going off to
right,
save.
yeah.
They're like, oh, we're off to save the day, and then they show up and they're just at a birthday party because their fortunes have dropped
Yeah.
so drastically. Yeah.
What's so strange as well, because they show up to the hospital and the baby's like born and it looks like it's well born. Like it's been
Yeah, right.
born for maybe 2 to 3 days. Like everybody's fine. The room is calm. Like, you know what I mean? They're well late.
Well, sometimes it's hard to get a fresh baby on short
So
notice.
true.
Apparently.
Yeah, it really is. It's very difficult. It took us a long time to get our fresh baby and it's barely fresh for very long.
And then you were calling up all the TV and movie studios like, anybody need a fresh baby for cash to be in a scene? Oh, what do you mean COVID? What do you mean there's nothing being made right now?
What?
This is the whole reason we made this baby.
One good thing about having a fresh baby in COVID is nobody can visit you. Because for me, I know a lot of people are like, check out my fresh baby. But for
Yeah.
me, that time is like, leave me alone.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like family and that's fine, close friends. But then it's like there's other people like, I should come in. And it's like, I don't want to see you like normally, let alone when I haven't slept. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. Also another name, Myrna, Meera. Myrna Menon, who's an American Indian director, is also involved. There's some bloody names on this, mate. I think it's
Oh, my
looking really
goodness.
good. And people I think she's also been brought to the public consciousness again, even though a lot of people hate that Avengers game. People like the story elements and in particular that character.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
perfect time to make this happen. Bad Boys for Life. I should watch it. Apparently it's the best one. That's what I've heard. But I don't know.
But if they can't grab you in the first couple of minutes, you
no.
know?
Look, I'll get the rest of it. I'll never watch it. She-Hulk.
Yeah, big news.
Tatiana Maslany has been
Yeah,
cast.
from Orphan Black. People
From
know
Orphan Black.
That's right.
I never finished Orphan Black. I think there was one too many clones like came in and I'm like, there's too many clones. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Well, I mean, that's what happened with the rest of the season.
Oh, really?
Just people going, oh, there's too many. Oh, which one are you? Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nightmare. Let's just give up. And everybody just walked away. That's what happened. The series finished early. They're just midway through. All the good guys and bad guys were just like, oh, geez, this is a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, okay, see you later.
I mean, there's the blonde one and there's the
Yeah.
normal one.
And there's a guy with this weird tail.
Is there?
There was a guy with a
I
weird
don't
vestigial
remember.
tail
I
in the
have
first
no
season. He
idea.
altered his own DNA, so he had a tail.
Sounds like the show Dark Angel in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, except in a lot of ways, it was a lot better.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, that's a beloved show, and I know it is good.
Yeah, but for people who
And her performance in particular.
yeah, so for people who don't know, Orphan Black is a series about a woman who discovers that she has she encounters a woman who looks identical to her, and then she discovers that they are both clones, and then there's a whole bunch more of them.
Yeah.
and they all you genuinely forget that it's one actor playing all the different
so
characters.
good,
Like
yeah.
it's seamless. So I think this is a really
And the
good
way
choice.
that they integrate them into the same scenes and all those kinds
Yeah.
of things, it really is amazing.
I know a lot of people were shooting for Alison Brie as this, but
Well,
I mean,
didn't they cast one? Didn't they look out for an Alison Brie type?
I think maybe they did, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would have been happy with Alison Brie, but this is also an excellent choice.
Yeah.
So I presume that they're going to, like, they'll probably open with, like, she gets the blood transfusion and then she's stuck in the She-Hulk form, presumably.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. It's
I mean,
something-
that's more expensive, but they put money into these shows.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Because, she's not 9 feet tall or She-Hulk's like maybe 7 feet nearly, maybe. I can't remember.
I don't know. I'm honest.
Depends on
It depends on the version, and
Yeah.
you can really. It'll depend on how inconvenient it'll be for her to get through doors. I would
Sure,
imagine.
absolutely. It's just they'll do stilts and ducking. That's what
Sure.
mocap suit, stilts and
Yeah.
ducking.
They'll do a lot of forced perspective.
Definitely.
There'll be a lot of She-Hulk running towards the corner of a room.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
la,
absolutely.
Lord of the Rings.
Definitely. What I think they are going to do with this, I think if they do the blood transfusion, she won't Hulk out because she'll get it from the Bruce Banner Hulk emerged character. So she doesn't
Yeah,
get the
right.
pure like Hulk blood, which she does in the comics. They can explain it away whatever way that
That's
they
true,
want.
yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Do you think we'll get a Mark Ruffalo cameo?
He's in it? Yeah.
Oh, he's in it?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's in
good.
it. Yeah, he congratulated her and whatever. So there you go. It's all out there.
I mean, he congratulated a lot of people this week. He congratulated Chris Evans this week.
He did congratulate Chris Evans, yeah. Look, I don't really want to talk about the
No, I
Chris
don't
Evans
either.
thing. But yeah, that's an unfortunate thing that happened. But, he'll bounce back from that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Kat Corio, the director behind Marry Me, she is also going to direct an executive producer series. She's also worked on a number of shows, including Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Modern Family, and It's Always Sunny. So I think that's a really good choice
What's
as well.
Marry Me?
I don't know. It's a movie
Okay,
from a previous time to now. Or maybe it's not out yet because who knows when anything's out.
Yeah.
Let me check. I mean, there's the Thomas Rhett song "Marry Me." I just found out when I googled
Okay,
that.
sure.
It's a 2021 romantic comedy with J Lo and Owen Wilson and Jimmy Fallon.
Well, let me be the first to say, wow.
For some reason,
That's my powerful Jimmy
I
Fallon
thought
impression.
you were gonna. I thought you were gonna zag. I thought you were gonna boo.
Nope. I said, wow.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, she's got comedic chops, and I think there will. I think it will be a. I know it's going to be like a procedural, or they've talked about how it might be a procedural kind of law courtroom show.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sure
Uh-huh.
they'll be punching. Don't worry. But it'll be like a slice of life kind of thing as well, like a bit quirky, I'd imagine.
I wonder if she's going to be self-aware in this as well.
I don't know if they can do that.
I mean, you know.
She'd be aware of like it's crazy being a superhero.
Yeah, but
They'll
I
do that.
wonder. Yeah, because for people who don't know, she was a Deadpool before Deadpool, and that
Yes.
she is aware that she is a comic book character, or at least a fictional character.
And she had 2 swords, and she was horribly scarred, and she could time travel.
all those things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's Ryan Reynolds.
And it's Ryan-
Tatiana's out. Reynolds is in.
Yeah, so there you go. I'm looking forward to this.
Me too.
I think it could be really, really good.
Yeah.
Or it could be just fine.
Or really bad.
Well,
or somewhat bad.
I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be bad.
Oh, no, I'm just saying,
Conceivably, anything can be anything.
That's
can't
what I'm
it?
saying, yeah.
So
Conceivably,
true.
it might only be released as like a limited edition LP
Yes.
on 180 gram vinyl, you know?
I mean, hello.
Not even green.
Yeah, do you want to bring it in here? Come around, I'll fix it. I'm fixing Transformers all day and all night, Mason. Sometimes he wakes me up at like 1 a.m. and it's like, fix this Transformer. Oh, he doesn't really. Hello. Mason and I are just recording an episode of our show, The Weekly Planet Podcast. Are you familiar with it? We also have a spin-off called BigSandwich.co that you can sign up. It's only $9 a month. Thank you. Just give me the parts, everybody. And yeah, it's quite good value, wouldn't you say? No?
Wow. Wow. I think we should drop the price then, I guess. He's also our accountant, your son.
Yes, there you go. Is that better? Yeah. There you go. Do you want to show Mason that train on the way out?
Very cool.
It's very good. It's a train transformer. Train-former?
No, it's called Train Warrior.
Train Warrior. It's a good name.
I like
I
it.
don't think it's an official transformer.
I reckon it is.
No, it's not.
Why didn't you buy him a non-official
I didn't
Transformer?
buy it.
What were you
Claire bought it.
thinking?
Claire bought it because mums don't know.
Mums
Do you know
don't
what I
know, that's true, yeah.
mean? All right, here we go.
It's time for our new segment, Mums Don't Know. God, Mum.
Yeah, it's
God.
like that. What's that episode of The Simpsons where Bart asks for that video game and he gets the putting challenge or whatever?
Oh, he gets Lee Carvello's putting challenge instead of Bone Storm or whatever it is.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's real now. You can get a Lee Carvello's putting challenge online.
Is it like graphically like the same as The
Yeah, yeah.
Simpsons? Terrific. Deadliner also reported that Lovecraft Country's Jonathan Majors is going to be playing Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man 3. I don't know if you've seen Lovecraft Country yet, but he's really good in it.
Yeah.
And Kang the Conqueror would be amazing.
Yeah.
And as an Ant-Man 3 villain, that kind of changes a lot of Ant-Man.
I mean,
feel.
traditionally speaking, Kang the Conqueror is a Fantastic Four villain. You know,
Yes.
he's taking on 4 of the most powerful, most iconic, cosmic genius, you know.
Do you want to close out?
yeah.
My son's yelling about trade transformers. Yeah.
Mom, this isn't authentic. God. Well, they used to have the little hologram things.
Yeah, they
so
did.
you know
don't
they were
have that
authentic.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is one of those ones you get at like a supermarket. It's just on the shelf, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is nothing. Anyway, that's what I said to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a huge villain. Like, he can take on... He's one of those villains where oftentimes he'll be the center of like a huge company-wide crossover, and it's every team versus
Yes.
Kang the Conqueror. So now it's him versus a guy who can get real small and sometimes real big.
That's right. But he gets tired if he gets real big.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So he's also possibly a descendant of Reed Richards. Like,
Yeah.
That's the idea, depending on...
Or an ancestor of Reed Richards.
Yeah, whatever. So often he's in the past, like being a pharaoh or whatever he's up
That's
to.
Immortus. That's a different guy.
Isn't that technically the same guy,
It's
though?
technically the same guy, but they're from different universes.
Okay, right. Fine.
Or different timelines, yeah.
And they're in different comic books, yes?
Sometimes they're in the same comic
Oh,
books.
my goodness, Mason.
That's right.
So I don't know if this is setting him up as like a bigger villain, but I hope this isn't a one and done for Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
So he could play into like using the Pym particles, they've messed with time. So he's like, you've
Yeah.
been messing with time and I'm here to slap Michael Douglas.
Yep.
Even though he wasn't directly involved, but he was at that funeral. So
That's true.
there you go. Well, he wasn't in the final battle, was he? Michael
think so, no.
He'd die.
But was...
He'd be killed by one of those big apes.
Nor was Michelle Pfeiffer, right?
No, I don't believe so.
okay.
Yeah, I think they were at the funeral, weren't they?
We did want more. Bloody Wong.
Yes, that's
Come
right.
on. He's like, you wanted more? Yes.
Were they at the funeral, or were they just in? It was in the flashback. I can't remember. 'cause
I
he was
don't
in
think
the
I don't
flashback.
think he's at the funeral.
Yeah, he didn't like Tony Stark. So
That's true.
Actually, I think most of the
Maybe he's
people
there to gloat.
Yeah, but most of those people at the funeral
He's
didn't like him.
He's there behind a tree with a full bladder, just ready for everybody else to leave. It's like, oh, can't wait.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
All right, so that's good. I think.
I think it's good, yeah.
I mean,
That's-
again, depending how they use it. I also like how they didn't go. We'll do a shrinky villain. Then like,
oh my God, you're absolutely right.
I mean, in the
yeah.
last one they didn't do a shrinky villain. They
No.
did a hologram walking through walls villain or whatever.
They did, yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
so, you know.
And a Walton Goggins villain.
And a Wally Goggs. So I think that's great. What's his name's back as well, Peyton Reed. So yeah, I like Peyton Reed. I don't love the Ant-Man movies, but
Yeah.
yeah, fine.
Do you think maybe we will be getting a different power set for Kang the Conqueror? Do you think he's going
What's
to be
he
called
normally
Kang
got? I
the
can't-
Conqueror?
Yes.
Well, he's got like, you know, much of the same genius as Reed Richards, but more advanced technology, and
Yeah.
he can travel through time.
Cool.
So kind of that really.
I think he's sometimes got a ray gun as well,
Sometimes
doesn't
he's
he?
got a ray gun. Exactly, that's right. Well, do
Jeez.
you think they're maybe going to modify the power set so he's more
Yeah,
of a
right.
match for? I mean, he might just be a regular-ish guy, but he's got time travel abilities.
I hope he's not just like a CEO or something. And at the end, he's
well,
like,
you know what? He might be.
call me Kang the Conqueror.
He might be a guy who's like been lost in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the thing, because like time travel is always a tricky.
But I think if they've gone to the future,
Yeah.
you kind of got to go in that direction. You
guess you do.
you can't just go, it's Kang the Conqueror, but he's a rival CEO. You know,
That's
like
true,
I mean,
yeah.
you could do that, and then
Yeah,
it turns
yeah.
out he's from the future or whatever.
But I think maybe rather than saying okay, he has incredible time travel powers, he's just maybe he's a man from the previous Ant-Man's era was trapped in the quantum realm.
Yeah, sure.
And he has been traveling through time, but he's not like
Okay, yeah.
the master of time, because
I like
that's
that.
sort of that's a massive power imbalance. But who knows? Well, they can probably do it.
This is going to be one of those clips that in years people are like, oh my God, Mesa got it right. Or, oh my God.
terribly wrong.
What an idiot.
All right.
We look forward to covering it in another episode. Variety are reporting, and apparently a number of websites have started to remove the release date for Black Widow.
Yes.
So
Pushed back.
pushed back because of the worldwide crises
Go on.
on One Earth
Oh, yes.
that we're currently experiencing. Also, Pixar's Soul might go to Disney+.
Are you suggesting that this is the only reality in which we are having this crisis?
Yep.
So there are there are parallel
the worst
universes,
one.
in which not only do they not have COVID, but they
Yeah.
also have the technology to look into other dimensions, and they're all
like,
just
"Oh,
like,
bad.
Nah, we could give.
To be fair, there's probably like if video games have taught me anything, there's a bunch of like we lost World War II ones. And
They'd also be
there's-
bad,
But
yeah.
maybe there's also an alien invasion. So there's that, and they're obviously much worse.
Yes, but I mean, there might also be ones where the Allies won World War II twice. Like they just double won it, and the Earth's everything's great. You know, it's so good.
More nuclear bombs?
Yep.
Terrific. So, yeah. So, what do you think about that? Black Widow being delayed. Maybe they'll all be pushed back to their original dates, but in like the next year.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it'll go to Feb and then.
Maybe we can introduce some sort of law where we just pretend this year didn't happen.
Well, as I've said to Claire and on my less successful podcast, Suggestible,
Go on.
I don't think aging should count this year. I think everybody should, except for kids,
Yeah, I guess, sure.
because then they're out of the house, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you got a fresh baby. You got a fresh baby for a year. Imagine what you could do with it.
Nothing. They don't do anything.
Yeah, but you can audition it for things.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If someone in a sitcom has a baby, you can like,
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah,
let
yeah,
them,
yeah.
let them use the baby.
Yeah, I think everybody should get a birthday token.
Yeah.
So they can celebrate whatever birthday this was again.
Yeah.
You know? So you
Cool.
can have 2 birthdays next year if you want.
I could turn 26 again, mate.
Or a double birthday.
A double
like you'd won
birthday.
World War II twice, you know?
More nuclear bombs is what you're saying.
Yeah, more nuclear bomb gender reveals is what I'm saying.
Oh, my God. So what do we got here? So if it's delayed, I think it might have to do with, I don't know if you've seen this, but Tenet are kind of there. Warner Brothers are hiding the numbers, some of the box office numbers. So we've got a rough idea of how
Why
it's doing.
Warner Brothers?
Because
we
it
know.
probably is, yeah.
We know that it didn't do well
Yeah.
because we don't know anyone who's seen it.
That's right, especially
Yeah.
not where we're from. But even like in the world,
Yeah.
like I've kind of felt like, we're the only one in the world who like can officially definitely cannot see it in Victoria because of our lockdown. But in the world, people aren't going to the movies.
Yeah.
And even if they are, there's only quarter capacity or whatever they're up to at the moment.
That's true, yeah.
But so they're not really showing what the numbers are. And I think even
And
if-
only a quarter capacity of popcorn.
oh,
That's
no,
all you're allowed to order,
That's
yeah.
all I really want anyway. I don't really need all that
I
popcorn.
go up to the counter, I'm like, 1 quarter popcorn.
What do they say? That'll be $44.
$44, exactly. And I'm like, oh, still too much, actually. Still too much.
Yeah, but normally studios are very open about their financing and how much they make because
Yeah.
it means that this is something that I recently learned. I think Dan Merle said it. He used to be at Screen Junkies and now he's got his own channel, but he covers box office numbers.
I had an auntie Merle
Really?
or a great aunt.
Her name was Dan Merle?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's the same guy.
It might be the same guy.
Yeah.
Did she often talk box office numbers?
Constantly. My God.
Terrific. But so normally they can kind of go off, previous months and kind of track when to release things and
Yeah, right,
what strategies and whatever. Apparently. I don't know any about this stuff. But
I could call my auntie Merle.
so she's alive.
I don't know. I don't know. And also, I don't think maybe great aunt or, one of those things. I don't
Okay,
know.
cool.
Great,
Well,
great
yeah,
aunt? I don't know.
If you want to call her, that's totally up to you.
I don't have a number.
I was going to
And
say
I don't
you don't.
want to.
Have,
And I don't want to.
One of those family members?
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
a
yeah.
bunch of those that I don't
Right.
call. Yeah. So, but I guess the fact that they're not sharing their numbers is indication that they're not super happy with how it's gone.
Or they're so happy.
Yes,
They don't want
I'm
anybody
sure
to
that's
know
probably
because
it.
otherwise people will just make like frame by frame copies of the movie Tenet
Yeah.
and just make bank off that. They don't want people to
Cha-ching.
know. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're like, we finally cracked it. We just make a movie about time travel and the environment or whatever, and then we just make so much money.
Yeah, that might be it.
We never actually have to make another movie because we made so much money.
So-
but we're going to because we're greedy.
The secret to movie making has been revealed.
That's right.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yahoo Finance, you familiar with them?
I'm familiar with
Obviously
Yahoo
not.
Serious.
Yeah, sure. What's
I
he
had
up
an
to?
uncle Yahoo Serious.
Was he married to your auntie Dan Merle?
Maybe.
You should give them a call.
I lost the thread of this bit. As soon as we started, if I'm honest with you, I don't know where it's going.
So Yahoo Finance, who you might recognize from nothing, said that it made Tenet made 260 has made 200.
In a way, Yahoo Finance is the real Yahoo Serious.
Yeah.
Because of how serious they take
they're
this
so
sort
serious.
of stuff. Yeah.
So I should say Tenet has made 207 million worldwide.
They should call Yahoo
Indicated.
Serious Yahoo Reckless.
For this
because of
bit, you
because
don't-
of Reckless
I know,
Kelly, he was
but
in the movie.
For this bit, you don't understand.
Yes.
You're so committed
You
to
just
it.
keep going to you just keep pushing forward, and eventually a joke happens. And then, but if it doesn't, somebody who isn't me edits it out. So no
Oh,
one
very
knows.
good. Yeah. Thank you, colleagues. So Tenet has made $207 million worldwide, right?
doesn't sound like a
Maybe.
lot.
No, but it's not surprising.
Yeah.
And they're also saying that Mulan has made $260 million on Disney Plus. So they're saying that, well, that means that that's a more successful model. But I would also say that Tenet going to streaming,
Yes.
or if it went now for $30, it would probably make something around that.
Yeah,
I'd
I would say so.
imagine.
I would buy it, certainly.
Yeah, same. So I think it's unfair to go, well, Disney, they've made the right call here. Maybe they have. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when they haven't factored in, the fact that it didn't get a proper cinematic release. It did some places, but it
Yeah.
didn't do very well in like China and other markets and wherever it
Yeah.
came out. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about wherever that went.
A real roller coaster there, yeah. Uh-huh.
Uncharted.
Oh, yes.
It's fired up. It's filming right now.
And
Wahlberg's
people
on
are
set.
not happy.
Oh, why do you think they're not happy?
They're not happy, James, because some set photos were released in which we saw Mark Wahlberg specifically as the character Sully
Yes.
from the well-regarded series Uncharted.
People were barely on board with the Tom
Yeah.
Holland thing, even though, but he's playing a young Nathan Drake, which we've seen in video
And this
games.
guy is presumably playing a youngish Sully, right?
Yes.
Younger.
Yes.
And he is absent his signature mustache.
Ridiculous.
People are not on board with it.
No. So what are they doing? Like, that is like such a pivotal
Yeah.
thing.
Uh-huh.
If I'd have known this was going to happen, we would have Mackenzie mustached this like we did in the
Yeah,
old
that's
days.
right. Yeah,
If
yeah.
people don't remember, before
Wahlberg Wastache.
Yes,
It was
that's right.
hashtag the Wahlberg Wastache.
it's too late to change it,
Yeah,
obviously.
isn't it?
Or maybe
Yeah.
at the end he goes, I think I'm going to grow my mustache out.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was trying to think of a mark. If it's out of your mother or whatever, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
what are they doing with it? So anyway, with the Gotham thing, we got people to tweet at Benjamin McKenzie that is he going to have a mustache for Gotham, which he didn't end up having until the end maybe. If I'd have known this was going to happen.
Put it on right at the end. He opened a case.
Yeah, that's
he opened
right.
a mahogany case and he put a
He's got his
mustache.
badge and his mustache in it.
That's right.
So I think that this is something I would have definitely pushed for, but now it's started. It's too late. Unless
Yeah.
they CGI it on, but
That would be way easier than CGI.
Definitely.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they test run it.
that would be
somehow
insane.
and then they CGI it on and see which plays better.
I guess there's been dumber things spent money on.
Yes.
Like making Solo twice.
That's
Probably
right.
a
Yeah.
good example. But I don't know what. It feels like a Wahlberg choice,
Yeah.
but I don't know that. Can he grow a proper mustache? I don't know if he can.
Can you Google Wahlberg facial hair and see if he can do
I think he's
anything?
got that little wispy beard.
He's got a. Can he? He seems like a guy who could grow like a soul patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's the very thin mustache.
Okay. Right. But give him a fake mustache.
Give him a fake mustache.
Right.
Fake mustache technology is out of this world these
I enjoy
days.
how we don't know anything about the plot of this or how it's gonna. Is it gonna follow the? Is it Uncharted 4 that has like some prequel stuff? in
They've
it?
all 3's got some prequel stuff.
Yeah,
in it.
right. So-
look at the Mark Wahlberg facial hair. He couldn't grow a mustache. I think that's what this is.
Right.
It's not a very good mustache, is it?
But they see that's the thing. Like maybe he's
I mean, you
got,
trim it, you thicken it up
well,
with
that's what
some
I'm saying.
ointments.
Some hair tonics.
Yeah, nah.
Maybe you could. But here's the thing. Maybe it's got like a lot of like ginger hair or blonde hair, and you dye it, and then you fill it in.
I don't like this.
James, I also don't like it. I'm just trying to salvage a bad situation.
Let me salvage
But
it.
what I'm saying is, nobody at all is like, well, what's the plot of this? What scene is this? How is this going to what is the rest of the movie going to be like? People are just like, no mustache, no, thank you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it might be all right. Who knows?
They got to do it one day. They're going to do.
They
a good
got to.
one. Yeah.
In other video game news, Nintendo's corporate management policy briefing has been revealed. I don't know if you saw this.
Wowzers.
Yeah, I know. You meant to say Bowser's. Thank you. The Mario movie has been confirmed for 2022. It's from Illumination Studios. Chris Maladendri is the founder of Illumination. Is going to be. They do like Minions and some other stuff.
Oh, so this is going to be animated.
Yeah. And Miyamoto is going to be involved directly because the last time they made a Mario movie, I don't know if you saw it, which you did.
Yes.
What was that? Why did they do that?
It's a real something. A real swing, wasn't it?
It was a
we've
massive
talked about
swing,
that.
yeah. It's Blade Runner, but Mario sort of.
Yeah.
So this is probably a good idea. I think this could be good. I mean, I think they probably looked at Sonic and went, "Yeah, we can."
We can beat that.
Well, they've famously been very hesitant since that movie to make
Anything, really.
anything,
Yeah.
any movie franchises.
Which is wild because there's so many.
Except Pikachu was the first one, and that was
Oh, yeah.
like 20 years after.
Years. I mean, it's wild. There's never been a Metroid movie.
Yeah, Zelda.
Yep.
There was that Tom Holland Zelda rumor this week. Which
was
is
there?
probably bullshit.
I didn't hear that.
But yeah, he couldn't play Zelda. He couldn't fit that hat on his little head.
That's right.
That green hat.
Yes.
Zelda's a boy is what I'm saying,
You
Mason.
are saying that.
That's
No, I
the
know.
joke that we
We've
do on
done
the
the-
show.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, good, I guess. Here's good news, though. Harley Quinn has been renewed for season 3.
That is exciting. Directly
That's
to
great.
HBO Max, I think.
I believe so.
Because something DC Universe is gone.
Well, that's what I can also talk about. Just quickly before that, Variety is saying Batman is back. It's back in production. Everyone's there. There's the 2-week quarantine period happened.
Also, that means Robert Pattinson is in full fighting form again, presumably.
Yes.
Yeah. So now people can feel free to message him with
Various
whatever
memes.
Whatever we said.
Whatever the thing is we do.
memes. Yeah,
Because he didn't die.
I think I was going to say. I think we said at the time, if he doesn't die, please, we can feel free to just hurl.
Is he even on social media? Feels like the kind of
I don't
guy that
know.
isn't. Yeah.
I feel we should send him a Robert Battenbat shirt.
Do you think he'd wear it?
Maybe.
Do you think I'd wear it?
No,
I would.
Oh yeah, you would. It's true. I reckon we should send him one.
But he's back. So, but also you mentioned the DC thing because DC has announced that the DC Universe, their streaming service, is being changed into the DC Universe Infinite, a premium digital comic book service with access to more than 24,000 comic books at launch.
That's significantly less than an infinite number of comic books, though, isn't it?
That's a good. They should have called it 24,000 DC Universe.
And every time we add a new one, we take an old one away. So get reading, idiots. And it's one at random.
'Cause they don't
Just
wanna-
the middle of the
yeah.
run. Green Lantern 62. It's going.
Because that's easier than changing the logo, isn't it?
That's right.
Digital first comics, and they can access DC fan events, a steady stream of recently released comics 6 months after their physical versions hit the store shelves. And this is all going to launch on January 21st of next year. This is good. I mean, because I thought they were going to shut it down or turn it into something else, but I didn't think they'd turn it into this. But I think it's
Pretty cool.
Is it even available here?
Don't know.
I don't think so at this point. But this is something I would get if
Yeah.
that's good, I think.
Pretty
Comics.
cool.
There's not really comics. I was going to say there's not really a comics thing like this. There is. There's several.
There's Marvel Unlimited, certainly.
There's, Comixology does it. There's a few other ones.
Which I maintain should have been called Marvel, however many comics we currently have on this service. And no more.
So they can change the number of comics?
Yes.
Because they've left it open.
Yeah. Oh, then it says asterisk, and then it says 25,000. So
Very good.
yeah.
Did you see any of the PS5 stuff? Did you pre-order your PlayStation 5?
No.
Why not, Mason?
I didn't want to.
But I didn't either. So what do we do?
What we could do, presumably, is wait until they come out in the shops.
Yeah.
And go to the shops.
And then get one at
And
the
then
shops?
buy one with the money we have.
I think that's what people also don't factor in, that they have them opening day. Like they
Yeah.
reserve a bunch of them that you can walk in. You probably have to line up, but
Or you could go the second day.
yeah.
Yeah.
What if you
Or I could wait until there's a good game on the lineup, and then I could buy
well,
one on that day.
I would like to talk about that. Well, you've talked. Then again, they do sell out because we talked privately, just privately
Off air,
and quietly.
Yeah, that's right.
So everyone, you're privy to this. You're hearing this first. But Mason, you're considering getting a Nintendo on Switch.
I'd like to get a Switch because a lot of people are like Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I know is a game that's been out for a very long time.
Yeah,
people
I've
are
got
like,
it and barely
that's the
played it."
best game ever made. And
Do you know the swords break though? They don't last.
I'm well aware.
Just so you know, Mason.
But I'm like, well, I should get that, and it seems like a great system, but it's hard to get. They sell out all the time,
you
especially.
want the grey one, don't you?
I want a grey one, exactly.
You want people to think you're a businessman.
That's right, yes.
Maybe you're charting graphs.
Yeah, I want to withdraw my briefcase on the train and just like unzip it and bring out my grey Nintendo on Switch, and then
Yeah.
people will just be like, "Ooh,
Scarp too. And when you look, you switch to a graph app, maybe.
that's right." Or I'm using Link to like build a graph in real time.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's
that's
cool.
capable. He's capable of doing that in the
Probably,
game.
I think you could do that in Minecraft, probably.
maybe that's what I could do then. Yeah.
Yeah, you could also just play a proper game,
A real
instead of
game.
building graphs.
Yeah, that's true. I could. I could not be ashamed of myself. You know.
No. Do you
right.
care? Do you care? I play when I used to catch the public transport when we could.
Yeah.
I play them on the train.
Yeah,
I don't
for
give a
sure,
shit. If someone calls me a nerd, you know what I do?
What's that?
I move seats.
Nice. Nice. Or just get off the train.
Get up, yeah.
Yeah. Prise open the door if it's moving. Just leap out.
So true.
Mm.
Can't really do that anymore. They've taken the handles off. I'd kick a window out. Anyway, listen, Mason. PlayStation 5.
My point is that I'm always very slow on the uptake of any of these systems. So
Yeah.
I'm going to get a Switch now.
I think that's good though. Though there might be a HD one coming. There's like
Yeah.
rumors of. Anyway, but there's also the ones that the Joy-Cons are locked.
I don't like that
so it's
one.
all docked
Yeah.
or not docked all the time. Anyway, the bit of information that I took from this is a number of titles are coming to the PlayStation 4 also, including Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah, I saw some gameplay footage of that.
Awesome.
It looks great,
For me, that means I can play that game without buying a PlayStation 5, which I wasn't going to anyway. So, cool.
The ad for that actually says, it says available PS4 whatever, and then it says also plays great on PS5 and whatever.
Yes.
Like, so they're sort of marketing to. I think this is the one I'm thinking about.
Probably right.
I mean, it might be Cyberpunk. Anyway, it's not the point. But there seems to be like a marketing around these games. It's like you can, buy them now on the current thing, but they'll also play great on your new thing.
I think also you can upgrade them for free as
Yeah.
well, or maybe the disc plays. I think they're backwards compatible for PS4, like the SYS games.
Yeah,
I mean,
mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, I know some people are upset that it's like if it's a new console, this is a new generation, but it's not uncommon for them to support old systems. I think I've got a PlayStation 3 there. I think the networks still works for that, and you can play online if there's anything going on there or whatever.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Miles Morales because that was a game I was going to play for like 4 years.
One of the villains around this time seems to be the Tinkerer, but it's
Yes,
Lady Tinkerer,
Tinkerer.
who might be a lady in the comic books now. I don't know.
Who doesn't? Or like, because there's a number of Tinkerers,
There's probably a
maybe?
bunch, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Last bit of news.
Yes.
The Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. Did you find it Mandalorian or Mandalorian? Where you at, Mason? Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
Probably
Yeah.
a more accurate
yeah.
question to start
Look,
with.
I mean, it's a very similar vibe, isn't it?
Doesn't show a lot, which I think is
No.
good because I think we're going to get cameos a go-go.
Yeah.
And you probably don't want to reveal too many
Cameos ago.
cameos a go-go. You don't
Yeah.
want to reveal that Kyle Katarn is under that helmet the whole
That's
time
right.
or whatever.
Yes.
Love to bring back Kyle Katarn and get the actor who FMV'd him in Jedi Knight 2 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
yeah,
you
looks-
wouldn't obviously.
No,
do that,
I mean, but again, it looks high quality Star Wars Western.
Yep.
It feels like a throwback to the original trilogy.
yes.
I'm liking it.
In a lesser week, Mason, this would have been the biggest bit of
Biggest
news.
news, but actually this week,
Oh, you got
I have
news.
the biggest piece of news. I was
My
going to
goodness.
I was going to save this for our other podcast. We got this covered.
you were going to save it for that? No, problem.
No, I'm not going to.
Collins, edit this
No,
out.
this is too good for that podcast, which is bad. Yeah. Just kidding. But this one gives the game away straight away. Speaking of Tenet earlier,
Yeah.
this is from Business Insider.
That's business, mate.
This is business. Speaking of businessmen, this all ties together this episode. This is great stuff.
This is great stuff.
Anyway, it says Christopher Nolan caught John David Washington with a backpack full of Pringles while he was supposed to be dieting for Tenet. Business Insider.
What do you mean?
Okay, so apparently, according this is on Corden apparently. But while he was doing Tenet, he was on strict dietary restrictions, but he was going crazy. He needed his snacks.
Yeah.
And they were in Estonia apparently for some of the filming of this. And he found paprika-flavored Pringles, and you can't get them anywhere else in the world. So I had to do it, and I stacked them up in my backpack, and I get on the elevator where I was staying, and lo and behold, there's Christopher Nolan. He saw me. He caught me with all these Pringles in my bag. It was very embarrassing, and he started laughing at me and gave me a hard time the entire shoot. Christopher Nolan did, however, allow Washington to keep his Pringles.
Well, yeah.
I told him, paprika, where are you ever going to see flavored Pringles like this? And he agreed. Business Insider website.
That's not a clickbait, though. That
No,
is
that's what I'm
exactly
saying.
as
It's
is.
exactly.
That's a beautiful
They got
piece
right
of
to the
reporting.
point.
Yeah.
It was great. We learned everything we needed to
Would
know.
you be embarrassed to read that on your Nintendo Switch on the train? Someone's looking over your shoulders and
'cause
you're...
it says Business Insider in the header. They'd be like, he's probably reading about the latest in graphs. The latest graph formatting, you know?
Is it graph or graph?
I think here we'd say graph. I think
Yeah.
in Adelaide we'd say graph. Yeah.
Another reason not to visit.
But this seems like a big ad for Pringles, right?
Certainly
John
does.
David Washington is never going to pay for Pringles again for as long as he lives.
Certainly not. Not
right.
paprika at the least. Where you at on Pringles?
I like Pringles.
They're all right. I think they're all right. I think also there's too much air in the top. That can could be like 2/3 the size. Wow. You've heard the Bo Burnham song as well about the Pringles can?
Oh, yes.
It's a good song. Is that everything, Mason? Then let's do the topic
That
of
is
the
everything.
show.
Diana Rigg passed away also.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
boo.
real shame.
82,
We
is
mentioned
that
last
correct?
week. Yeah, people will know her obviously as Emma Peel from the OG, The Avengers,
That's
the British
right.
Avengers, along with John Steed.
Correct. She was in one of the James Bond movies that people hate.
Her
But-
Majesty's Secret Service,
But
yes.
people like her. And
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think a lot of people like that movie in general now, don't they? They've kind of come around that it's a good Bond story. It's just, it's odd. The
It's the
replacement.
ruffles that get
The
people.
ruffles that get us all.
And yeah,
Ruffles or Pringles? Where you at?
Pringles, I think.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, go on.
She was also Elena Tyrell in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
She's done a lot of bit work that you'd be like, oh, yeah, of course. And she was also Mackenzie Crook's mother-in-law in Detectorist, which is that show I keep mentioning.
Which I should watch.
Which is about a couple of metal detector friends.
Is she in any of the seasons of Doctor Who?
I think she is.
Is she, maybe, what's his name? The scarf dude?
She's in an episode of Doctor Who with her actual daughter, Rachel Sterling.
Really?
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Let me check.
Like
Yeah,
7 years, six or 7 years
Yeah,
ago.
she was
maybe?
in, the Crimson Horror from 2013.
There you go.
That is not surprising that she is in a Doctor Who. I
Anyway.
thought she'd be in like a 70s one or something.
Yeah, right.
There you go. All right. Well,
Anyway, rest in peace, Diana.
pretty
Rigg.
bloody incredible
Yeah.
career as well. Look, I mean, if you look at those properties that she's been in,
Yeah.
there's some big names there,
There's
mate.
some big name brands.
That's true.
She was the face of Pringles.
Is that true?
No.
Like the man with the mustache?
That's
on
her.
the
That's
can?
Diana Rigg. Yeah.
I don't think
yeah.
that's true,
No,
Mason.
that's John Steed. You turn the can. Nobody ever turns the can around.
And she's on-
It's John Steed on the other one side and Emma Peel on
is
the
it
other
actually
side.
this guy John Steed on the can?
No.
Who is John Steed?
Patrick McNee was the other half of the Avengers.
Oh,
as
okay,
John
okay,
Steed,
okay.
Right, he's the one with the bowler hat.
I only know Emma Peel from the Avengers. He's the Rafe Fiennes.
yes, exactly.
That's a good joke.
yeah.
Anyway, so last week, Mason, we talked about franchises that there were too many movies that they made.
That's right.
Collins even put together a video, but we talked about things like why are there so many Matrixes? Why are there so many Pirates of the Caribbean movies?
Get out of it, we said.
Get out of it, we said. But this week, as an extension of that, we're going to talk about movies where there was only one movies. But what if they made two movies?
Oh,
And I think a lot of the
more than two
times,
movies.
that's right. A lot of the times with these movies, when there's only one movies,
Yes.
it's like leave it alone. You probably don't need to.
Well, that's the thing about a lot of these standalones is a lot of the magic about these movies is that you go, oh, this movie was so compelling or the characters are so interesting
Yeah.
that I would love to see another one. Or it didn't drive home like a lot of these movies are like this story's definitively ended.
Yes.
And the fact that it doesn't tease a sequel or a spin-off or whatever.
Or sometimes they do.
Yeah, but I feel like, well, okay, I probably would see another one, but then it's often I often feel like if they tried to drag this out, it would definitely be diminishing returns. So we'll bloody get into it, won't we?
I think we should. Here's a good one to start with, and I think this is something that was promised and we're yet to have seen.
Oh,
District 9.
District 10
They've
maybe.
talked about the sequel. They even mentioned how many years he was going to be away for. So I think if you did go back to it at this point, you'd be like, well, he got lost in space and he finally came back. I think they are going to do District 10. And
Do you think they'd call it District 10? He was lost in space and now he's back.
Correct. And he's brought back. Who's in that movie? Matthew fucking from Friends. What's his Matt LeBlanc. Lost in Space movie.
Oh, I see. I get it. Right.
That's a good joke, Mason. I mean, I didn't nail it, and it's not a good joke. He's got the Iron Man helmet suit, remember?
I know,
You
God.
know. But you'd like to see that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Neil
But again,
Blomkamp.
but here's the thing though, what do we need? What more do we need to see? That's the thing, because I feel like it's a self-contained story more or less.
Don't you think
What
there's-
do you think would be new and fresh
Well,
about
I think
that?
you could come back to that. I think the idea that it's not these ideas are still prevalent. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's a metaphor
It's
for,
an apartheid
for
movie.
racism and like displacing immigrants and all these these
Yeah,
horrible
right.
atrocities that get committed.
Yeah.
I think I don't think you need to go, now it's really about this. It's like, no, you could still follow that
Sure.
line of thinking, and you could slowly turn Chateau Copley back into Chateau Copley. Remember
true,
how he
yeah.
slowly turned into a horrible alien?
Yeah.
And he needs a mech suit, obviously.
Well, see, that's also just from an action movie perspective. I wonder what else you could add to
Yeah.
the movie that is, because we saw all the cool guns, we saw the mech suits.
You don't think 10, 12 years on they got more cool guns?
No,
You
right.
don't think they've done some more R&D?
No, because they were weird shrimp men.
No, I'm talking about on Earth.
Oh,
Like the
then,
mech
yeah,
suit,
definitely.
a lot of the cool technology in that comes from Earth.
Oh,
Like there are your spaceships and whatever, but the ship that arrived on Earth was this they thought it was going to be like this glorious opening, like 2001-esque like Revelation or Close
yeah.
Encounters, but it was like a ship full of starving aliens,
Hmm.
and people are like, oh, boo, actually. And we thought they were going to bring cool technology.
we should talk about a sequel to Love Actually called Oh Boo Actually.
There is a sequel to Love Actually.
It's
It's
it
a
the
tally
new- Oh,
Easter
okay, right.
something benefit charity.
I was going to
don't
say
know.
it should just be a goggle box style video of somebody from now watching Love Actually and just being like, oh boo, actually, oh no, oh no,
Yeah.
just leave her alone. I reckon. Oh,
Yeah.
she's underage. Ooh,
Yeah. Oh, what?
Ooh, no.
Yeah. No good. Anyway, what were we saying?
We're talking about District 9.
They should make another one.
Yes.
Is my point. What's your point?
Do you think were they in District 9? Were they a servant race? Is that the point of those?
I cannot
creatures?
remember. You might be right. It seems like
'Cause
maybe
they were in the movie Alien Nation, the James Caan movie.
Oh right, no, I haven't seen that.
Ah, okay,
and then
right.
television
and
series.
then television series. Yeah, they were the ship that crashes on Earth. Were like we discovered they were like genetically engineered to be like a worker race.
Oh, I wonder. Maybe there is hints of that in the movie. I'd have to watch it
maybe.
again. But what a great movie! And also, it starts one way and then it turns into like an action movie. It was
What's Charlton Copley doing recently?
he did the new Old Boy movie. He was in the A-Team movie.
He was in the 18 movie. That's true.
He
was
did the one
Mad
where he was a
Murdoch.
robot, and the robot learnt to like
Chappie.
Chappie.
Yeah, but since then, don't ever allow Charlton Copley to rest on his laurels. All right.
All right, I'll look.
Yeah.
Here we go. Do you know he's South African?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Did you know?
He was in Hardcore
I'm sure I
Henry.
did know
You
this.
liked that, didn't you?
No, it was fine. Something that I guess I must have known, but I didn't think about it until recently. Joel Kinnaman is Swedish.
Yeah, or Swedish American, isn't he?
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, what about
He
that?
went to high school in Sweden.
Okay.
I just read an interview with him recently because of the Suicide Squad, and he's in a movie with Noomi Rapace.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh yeah, he's Swedish. Good lord.
He looks Swedish, don't you think?
Yeah, he does look Swedish.
He's got
You're
that
right.
Stellan Skarsgård look.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? That
Yeah.
floppity hair.
Yeah.
They try to hide it with Hollywood hair, but it doesn't work. We see your floppity hair, Joel Kinnaman.
We know what you're doing and we
Yeah.
don't approve.
That's right.
What about this? We've talked about this recently, but do you think Inception, like to come back to the world of
Twinception.
Inception? Yeah, Twinception. That's what you call it.
Yeah.
But not even like get the same team and do another heist.
Yeah.
Just be like, dreams are weird and you can get in them.
Yeah.
But you do it from another
Twinception,
perspective.
dreams are weird and you can get in them.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I would like that a lot.
Because I think movies like that, and maybe you'll disagree with me here, but like say Looper, for example.
Yeah.
These are prime worlds that you've set up that you could come back to in a different
Yeah.
way.
A different team would be good. Maybe that not an Inception style job, but maybe just an Extraction job, which is which is meant to be sort of the bread and butter of these teams in
Yes.
that universe would be good. Maybe a prequel that is about the army developing the technology kind of thing, like
Sure,
what it was
yeah.
originally meant to do.
What was it supposed to do? I was training, wasn't
It
it?
was training, yeah, so the soldiers could kill each other and not actually die.
That's so cool.
Very cool, right?
Yeah, it's very cool. So yeah, what about Looper though in that
What
respect?
about a comedy where it's what's the guy's name? What's the guy
in it? Cobb? Dom Cobb?
No. What's the name of the guy who gets dragged away by
At the start?
by
he's like
security?
the worst one.
He's the
in it?
worst one. What's the actor's name? I've forgotten.
Let me find out.
Please look it
but
up.
he's DiCaprio's mate in real life, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that dude, and his name is Lucas Haas.
Lucas Haas. We get Lucas Haas back, and it's a comedy, and he's just he gets an Extraction team together, and they just can't get it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. I've got a list here. Do you want me to just rattle off my list?
But I guess so. But I was going to say with Inception, that's the problem with this universe is that I do love the universe, and I think it's a great idea.
Yes.
But the problem is, and again, I believe it's one of those concepts that took years to put together, and the plot took years to put together, and then they have to,
Design various stairwells.
exactly. You've got to design a lot of stairwells, and they've got to put all the layers of reality together so it mostly makes sense.
Yeah. But that's movie making.
Well, I know
that's
it's
what you
movie
have to
ma-
do.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I feel like I don't know I feel like
You're saying they couldn't do it again.
I'm saying would Nolan do it again?
I don't think he would. No.
But that's the thing. So you have to get somebody else who's probably going to like dash something out that is maybe not as good.
I don't know if he'd allow that to happen. I think if he
Yeah,
did do
maybe.
it, he might do it in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Directors often go, I'll come back to Blade Runner or whatever the hell else.
Yeah.
Alien. For Ridley Scott.
Let's say it's
Yeah.
just a fast-paced action thriller.
Let's say we take the cast of Ocean's 12 and we put them in Inception.
Oh my God, Bruce Willis is in it as himself.
I guess so.
As
Yep.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have
fine.
to go into Bruce Willis's
and
dream.
stop him from making movies. or give
Not
him.
hard. That wouldn't be hard at all, would it?
What about they have to get in there and they have
They
to
just go in there and like, hey, Bruce, how about you just don't make movies anymore? And he's like, yeah, I was thinking about it, actually. I don't know why I've been doing it for the last 15 years, to be honest.
What about this?
Yes.
They go in and they have to convince him,
Yes.
fire up his passion for making movies again.
Oh, yeah,
That's an
wow.
impossible task.
Yeah.
I feel.
But
Could
not,
they pull it
But
off?
not for the team with Lucas Haas involved.
Yes, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because he'd let's say he gets dragged away in that one as well.
I guess the thing, what I'm saying is, if you make it just like a fast-paced action movie,
Yeah.
does it feel like there's something missing if you don't add like an element of
You'd
human
have
drama to it?
You'd definitely have to. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If you did that, if you're like, here's a different team, and this guy's also haunted by something,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't know. Maybe he's got regrets and like his
Yeah.
kids. Are
I
in
guess
another
you could
country.
add more. You could add more. There's got to be more ways to add people's various psychoses and like psychological problems
Definitely.
to the, because in the Inception, you know, Dom's obsession with the loss of his wife causes her to keep showing up and ruining things.
Yeah.
So what?
He's just trying to do an Inception, and she's like, "Not today."
no. No.
Well, I think
Dom.
maybe you lean into the mental health side of it, and you do it as like a treatment kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, you make it like New Mutants, so you set it in a
Oh, you make it
hospital
like
and whatever.
you make it like Glass.
Make it like the movie Glass, and you put Bruce Willis, and you try to convince him that he loves movies. But at the end,
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Because nothing. Not even millions of dollars of military technology and a highly skilled team of
Yeah.
just brain melting professionals could convince Bruce Willis that he still loves movies. It won't happen. It will never happen.
anyway, we should probably move on.
How about this movie?
Okay.
What about Brightburn? Is that on your list?
It's not on my list actually. Yeah, because it's good concept, but it's fine, I guess. But the
Yeah.
idea of it is
And that's the thing. It is one of those
compelling.
ones. I think at the time when we watched that, I'm like, oh, yeah, I would watch a sequel to that.
I think there
But
is a sequel in development.
Is there?
I
Oh, my,
believe
then,
so.
okay, then I'm a-
because it made enough, maybe. Sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
I mean, the premise of Brightburn, if you haven't seen it, it's a horror movie, but rather than the killer being, you know, somebody who goes into your dreams or, you know, has a big axe or whatever, it's someone who has the powers of Superman and they're a killer and they're also a kid.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie sort of hints that there are evil versions of many of the other
Because they
heroes
say
out
that
there. They
They're
literally,
like,
they
you know,
literally
Wonder
say,
Woman, but
well, but evil Wonder
she's
Woman.
strangling people with a noose or something. I don't know what she's up to.
Yeah. But so and again, but I feel like again that movie is sort of deliberately designed to be like, well, what would happen in the future? Like I don't think there was ever any intention really to tease a sequel. To me, it really feels like that was a, you know,
I think there always was the idea.
maybe.
Well, because if you look at the Shin, because they've talked about it, like James Gunn's talked about it because he's a producer and a number of other people.
Yeah.
You know, the kid's keen to come back and whatever. But the budget was 6 to 12 million and it made 32 million, which
Right.
is like not great, but on
Yeah.
6 to 12.
Pretty good.
It's pretty bloody good, mate.
Yeah.
So I think it wouldn't. Would you see Brightburn?
Oh, yeah, Brightburn.
Brightburnt.
Yes, Brightburn. Yeah.
It's already
Yeah,
the damage is done. Would you introduce like good guys
I reckon I would introduce.
or the boys? You bring
I
in the
reckon I would
boys
introduce.
from
Well,
the boys.
that's the thing. I guess. Do you just make it Justice League, but they're evil,
Mm.
and just follow the same beats as that kind of like an Injustice or whatever?
I don't think you do a family raises another lunatic
No,
because you know I think you keep the universe, but you take it in a different.
I reckon
direction.
maybe we could put
kind of like Blade Runner in the movie Soldier with Kurt Russell.
That's right.
which is
I
a
reckon you
sequel,
could maybe
sort
put
of.
in a Lex Luthor-esque character who is attempting
he's a
to-
nice
But he's
guy.
a nice. Well, maybe he's still a bad guy,
Yeah.
but he's like, well, I got to take down these.
Yeah. I dropped my wedding
Do you
ring.
age up the kid? I feel you age up the kid.
You could, but he's you know he'd probably by the time they make it he'd probably
Probably be
aged
the
up.
age where he could just do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You were not having a good time there. You dropped a coin. Your headphones fell off.
Don't even tell me about it, Mason.
Wow.
No, I like that idea of Brightburn, and thank you for bringing it up. Mason.
You're very welcome.
So this is an interesting one because it has been floated for years, and apparently I've just Googled it now that it keeps coming
Apparently,
up.
you've just Googled it now.
Apparently, just allegedly. I don't want to cross any boundaries
People
here.
are saying you just Googled it now.
But the director of Galaxy Quest says that Galaxy Quest 2 comes up every few months.
Of course it does.
Maybe don't, though.
Yeah.
And Alan Rickman's dead, and it's been 20 years. There's a great documentary.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver
Screen
either
Junkies
will or will
made.
not do it.
I think she'd definitely do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of it's definitely a classic. It's
Yeah.
kind of, I don't mess with the classic.
No.
But I mean, Bill and Ted 3 was pretty good.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, wow.
Right. A lot of people are saying wow, though.
Yeah, it's good. I
Owen
like
Wilson
it.
is constantly saying it.
He's never said that in his life. But, yeah, I like Bill and Ted. But Galaxy Quest is like, it's crazy good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think with Rickman gone and like, do I want to see Tim Allen? Not really. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like, but then again, he's old Shatner now, so maybe that's who directed Galaxy Quest?
I don't know.
Let me check on the internet.
Do you
Allegedly,
think it's a famous person, or do you
I
think it's just some guy?
famous-ish. Dean Parasite. He's done things. Yeah, he did some of the Red movies. He did Bill and Ted Face the Music.
He directed it.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, then Galaxy Quest 2 is a lock, if you ask me, because now he's got some juice. Because people are like, "Wow."
Wow.
You know?
Did he actually? He did. What the fuck? Yeah, he directed Red too. But if you look at like his other movies, they're like Fun with Dick and Jane. Like it's like,
yeah.
these are okay.
Right.
So I don't know if he could do. But then he's worked on like Curb Your Enthusiasm and Northern Exposure
Yeah.
and whatever. So I don't know. I think it's unlikely to be anywhere near as good, but I don't know.
It's not our money, is it?
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, we spend the money on our cinema tickets.
In a way, it is our money, isn't it?
But if they lose,
Give us our money back, Dean, or whatever your name is.
But if they lose $40 million,
Yeah.
we're okay with
Tell you
that.
what, Dean, if you send us PayPal us $20 each,
Yeah.
and we'll
US.
yeah, exactly, good conversion rate factor.
Yeah,
that in.
thank you.
And we'll send you. We'll buy tickets to Galaxy Quest 2.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
This is one I think is interesting, but also maybe don't.
Okay.
Serenity. Even though it was a series,
Yeah.
and it was a movie, and there's various comic books where they do various heists.
Yeah, there's sequel
think
comics.
It's done right.
Yeah, so there's all there's comics that are like, well, after the movie, what happened, and Wash is dead, and blah blah blah, and
Well, she's dead, and what happened?
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh
I don't think you could.
God, it is a good universe. I'll tell you that.
I
much.
agree. Well, do you then do the thing where you go in there, but it's like,
A different team.
well, it's like the Force Awakens of whatever. Do you do it like that?
I don't know
I
if
don't really wanna
I don't
see
know.
that,
Well, that's the
actually,
thing,
now that I've
yeah.
said that.
I don't know if Firefly / Serenity would ever have that fan push. Like they did it. Like they, I guess they had enough push to get the movie made.
Yeah,
but-
barely.
Yeah.
But it's
But
never.
it was also that just Joss Whedon pulling in $1 billion favors.
Yeah, but it's never done well.
No.
Normally, I mean, it's I know like DVD sales have been good and
But
whatever.
then he is the guy who directed The Avengers
Yep,
and Age of Ultron.
yep.
And
A Shakespeare thing you did in between or whatever.
that's right.
In his
And
house.
yeah. So
I don't think any studio is giving Joss Whedon $80 million at the moment.
No.
To make something either.
yeah.
But if they wanted to do it, I would definitely watch it.
And again, like it's one of those things where they built enough intrigue, but also that's the thing, because they built a lot of intrigue into the series, and I think Whedon, knowing that he probably wouldn't get enough, get a second movie out of this,
Yeah.
sort of.
It ends.
Yeah, it ends, and
You know,
it's sort of
yeah.
like all the gaps were kind of filled in. Like there were these, the Ravagers, who are these mysterious,
Yeah.
like insane cyborg people. This in the series, it's like what's going on with these guys? And then in the movie, they're like, well, this is the answer.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
We'll tell you.
It's people are like, well, it's a whole thing. The end.
We
God,
get
it's
into
just
it,
God,
but
it's just
yeah,
a whole thing. I don't
can't
want to get into
actually,
it.
yeah.
Credits.
Yeah, but I don't know. But it's been since Serenity. It's been
Yeah.
15 years, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no word that even started anytime
Okay,
soon.
but James, who are the mysterious men with the gloves?
Oh yeah,
Right?
I don't give a shit.
Nice.
Do you?
That's actual dialogue from the sequel.
Who are these guys?
Do you? Credits.
So I guess I'd see it, but I wouldn't.
I don't know if I'd have high hopes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, me neither. It's
But people love that Nathan Fillion.
I think people
love that Alan Tudyk.
I agree, but I think people
love that other actors.
But I think people used to love this, but there's been revelations about people involved in this movie over the decades and
Right.
franchise that people now don't like
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
various reasons, which I'm
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
not going to get into. So because I know that there was a number of Joss Whedon fan sites that like shut down after all those allegations.
Yeah.
Came the Whedonverse.net or whatever it was. I don't know. Anyway, Dread. We got to talk about
He
Dread.
became the WhedonWorst.com.
Whoa,
Yeah,
got
that's
him.
right, yeah.
Dread. I mean, it might be getting a sequel,
Maybe.
but Dread too, right?
Yeah.
They won't, but yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Didn't make enough money. It's really good. That's all. Maybe they do a Dread Spider-Verse with Stallone as well.
How wacky do you think Dread 2 could be?
As wacky as the first one.
The Stallone one?
Yes.
Wow.
No, I'd want to see like insane, like mutants in the desert, weird mech shit,
Yeah, okay,
whatever.
yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know whether they'd be able to do
Because I feel
it.
there's a limitation, I feel, not even just budgetary, but like there's a limitation to how weird.
Creativity. Is that what you're saying?
No, not creativity,
I
James.
wasn't- I
The
didn't
human
even
mind
mean-
is unlimited creativity.
I think it's very limited. But go on.
Right. But I feel like the the original Judge Dredd,
Yeah.
based on the comic book, is set in that sort of like caricature style megacity one where everything is absolutely crazy insane.
It's Thatcher's London, maybe, or something.
Yes, but also that
But it's not, you know what I mean? It's British
yeah,
politics and stuff.
Yes.
Isn't it sort of?
sort of yes, yeah, that's in a very vague way. But I feel like the mega city one we got in Dread
Yeah.
was just kind of like just a big dirty regular city.
Should have called it Drab.
Nice.
I don't think as many people would have seen a movie called Drab. I mean, it didn't do that well regardless. Let me
Yeah.
look up the movie Drab. No,
Maybe drab. Then the tagline could have been not as drab as we've made it out to be with the title of this movie. Judge Dredd's in it.
Yeah, so true.
Carl Urban.
So
though.
it's Carl Urban though. Yeah, he's good. He's bloody. So it budget was 30 to 45 million and made 41 million. I would hazard a guess.
Yes.
That Dredd has done reasonably well since on
yeah.
streaming and digital whatever, but I don't know that. Obviously, they're making the series because somebody probably crunched the numbers and went, "We can make this profitable
Yeah.
if they ever make it." But anyway, we'll
And if
see.
Carl Urban isn't busy doing The Boys,
yeah.
making The Boys.
But that's only 8 episodes a year or whatever, isn't he?
That's true.
And he turns up, twice in episodes to go, fucking hell, mate. Fuck
He's
it.
in it a lot less this season, yeah.
Yeah. He's often sitting on
He's
a
got
couch.
that wire brush hair.
Yeah,
It's
what do you-
very thick.
I like it.
I like it too, yeah.
What's he about? What's his secret?
He's probably got like some wire brush on his head.
I don't think that's the secret, but we'll come back to it in another week.
Okay.
Then I put this down because a lot of people have asked for it. The Nice Guys, the Wahlberg, Will Ferrell comedy.
I saw a
But-
tweet this week that was like, they should just make a Nice Guys every year. Just make a
Okay.
new one. Just make a sequel every
I think
year.
it would be better to do it that way than be like, it's been 10 years and what are the Nice Guys doing?
Sure.
I think it would be interesting to, to make it more episodic because we talked about it last week, but comedy sequels generally not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really like the Nice Guys, but no thanks, I guess is what I'm saying.
What if they were even nicer?
They weren't that nice in the first place.
Okay, what about, well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe you'd like it more, even more, if they were nicer.
Okay, I guess I would.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Less nice? Just as nice.
Yeah, okay. I want the same again, don't I? So
Yeah.
yes. This one has been mentioned multiple times by not so much James Cameron, but everyone else involved.
Yes.
Tom Arnold more recently, but True Lies 2.
Yeah.
I don't know about
You don't
that.
know.
I don't know, Mason. What do you think?
Nah, it stands on
I
its
think,
own, I think.
with it definitely does, but with the cast back, and if James Cameron did it, which he wouldn't,
No.
maybe it would work as a series. And Arnold is like the head of the agency now in the
But he
role
shows
of,
up occasionally,
Yeah, in
sure.
the role of Charlton Heston did in the first one, and maybe Jamie Lee Curtis works there as well.
Eliza Dushku is the agent.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know, she's good
Yeah.
at kicking and flipping.
But you could bring in, I think if you did it that way, I still don't think that would be good.
But also, what's the draw of True Lies if it's if it's the cast is new? Like, what differentiates it from any given like action comedy TV series? You know what I mean?
The cast.
Well, yeah, because the draw
guess.
of the movie is it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you take those elements, if you remove those elements, like if you take out the novelty of it's Arnold, but he's a super suave super spy.
Yeah.
You've just got a different guy who's a super suave super spy, and that's a real roll of the dice, I think.
Yeah. I think
Like,
also
there's only a small number of people you can cast in that kind of role, as the the James Bond franchise has maybe proven that you can put them in there and they're suave and they're not annoyingly smug.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I think it also works for Arnold when they're like, he's James Bond because he's clearly not.
Yes.
Like he stands out so much.
Yes.
And if he walked into a party, you'd be like, the fuck is this? Like that would be,
Yeah.
it'd be odd. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I was going to say,
he's enormous.
Speaking of Eliza Dushku, I think she's in that TV movie version of The Saint,
Oh, okay.
where it was meant to be a series, and that was the pilot. I
Yeah.
think she's in that, and we got a guy who was like, "I'm the Saint, and I'm suave and cool," and I think people were like, "I don't buy this at all."
Yeah.
You know?
He's not.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
I remember him being fine, but I don't.
Isn't the Saint is supposed to be like an everyman, right? Like, and by that I mean he can be anybody.
No, that's the movie version. That's the Val Kilmer version.
Oh yeah,
of The
we've talked
Saint.
about this before.
Yeah.
Maybe
Regular
I should
version
watch more
Saint-
of the Saint.
You should watch more of The Saint.
I won't.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, so
He's
cool.
a suave guy, but he's not a spy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's like us.
That's exactly.
According to Jamie Lee Curtis, True Lies can never have a sequel. So there you go. But I know Tom Arnold brings it up probably in a Howard Stern interview every
Oh, yeah,
3
for
months
sure.
or whatever.
Well, that's the only movie he was in, so...
Well, that's not true, but it's the most well-known one.
he was in...
yeah. He's probably in a movie with Jim Belushi.
He's probably in like one of the vacation movies.
No doubt.
Or I'm thinking of one of the Quaids. I don't know.
Yeah, you might be right. But
I'm sure he's in a movie where he's like some sort of rude holiday maker. You know, he's got a camera around his neck and he's wearing a straw hat.
Absolutely. Well, he's in the toilet next to Austin Powers, remember?
Oh, yeah.
That movie?
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's hard to replicate because I think one of the jokes of that movie, and maybe I'm reading this wrong, is that Arnold doesn't look like a spy who could read, multiple languages and fit in anywhere. Like he's not that guy. That's I think why it's funny and it works.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's
Anyway.
lightning in a bottle, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Austin Powers, we didn't talk about, I don't know if we talked about it last week. Are you happy with 3 Austin Powers movies?
I'd have to rewatch them, but it doesn't matter ultimately. I actually put that on here as would you...
In a way, these things are out of our control, James. We cannot control how many Austin Powers movies they have made in the past.
I would see another
Even
Austin-
with the power that we have developed from this podcast, this fake radio show we make in a spare room, we don't have the power to retroactively cancel the multi-million-dollar franchise of the Austin Powers movies.
Remember
Isn't
when
that
they
wild?
made the ads that they were like kind of like the Star Wars prequel ads? Remember?
Yeah.
Very good. Would you see another one though? I know that goes against the rules of like there was
rules
a
that
one
we've
good one or
established for
whatever.
this
but
episode, yeah.
I would see another one.
I would definitely see an Austin Powers 4.
I know people kind of rag on 3, but there's some good stuff in 3 as well. It's the opening with all the different
Tom
celebrities
Cruise.
and whatever. Yeah, Tom Cruise. Here's one.
I like Michael Caine is good in that.
I agree. I think they must have gone for Connery first, right?
Oh, I don't know. That's a really good question, actually.
Because he can do comedy as well.
Can he?
Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
He's funny in that.
Yeah. Hadn't he long retired or...
2003, no.
Okay.
Or maybe that year even,
Yeah.
because I think that might have been Legal Extraordinary Gentlemen the same year.
I wonder...
Michael Caine's a better choice.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, Mike Myers has very specific...
Because some of it's based on Alfie, maybe?
Well, I think
don't
something's...
know.
I mean, he is also... he's Carter from Get Carter,
Yes,
obviously.
Yes. The Stallone movie.
He's in that as well. But
Yeah. Is he old Carter? No, he's a different
he's a
character.
different
isn't he?
guy, yeah.
Why? Anyway, go on.
But he's like... I feel like Mike Myers had a very specific vision for all of that, and I can completely feel him going like, well, as a product of the 60s, 70s,
Yeah.
Michael Caine fits right in there.
He had those glasses and all, didn't he?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Because he was in Sleuth. Do you
Oh,
remember
yeah.
Sleuth? Yeah.
The new one and the old one.
Right?
Jude Law. Jude
Do you think
Law.
every time a new version of one of Michael Caine's old movies comes in, he's like he's rubbing his hands together? Like,
the Italian job, he says.
yeah.
No, they made it. Sorry, Jude Law, you missed. You missed your chance. People like this movie, Master and Commander, and it ends with like, maybe he'll be doing more commanding real soon.
Really?
But then he didn't.
Oh.
Um,
Because that's based on a book series, right?
based on a series and
Okay.
the Napoleonic Wars or something.
It's wild. Is that not a TV series already?
Probably.
Please look into it. It might be a TV series.
Where do
now.
you want me to look specifically? Which
The internet.
search engine?
Use the internet. Use Bing. Put it through in
wanna
Bing.
put it in
I want to
Bing.
see what Bing can
How
do
about
for us.
I'm going to open Bing in an incognito window so it doesn't
Okay.
come into my auto
Oh,
searches.
you're gonna do it Bing Cognito. That's right.
That's
Yeah.
right. Master and Commander to this is a nightmare. This interface is slightly different. I don't like. It's just why the sequel never happened on Screen Rant.
Okay.
That just didn't. Is it happening? No. Please let it be. Another Screen Rant article. It wasn't that good, was it?
I have no idea. I've never seen it.
I've seen it. It's all right. Maybe it's really good.
Maybe.
Here's one.
Yes.
I mean, it's still going, but the Simpsons movie?
I don't want to see another Simpsons
Done.
movie.
What about this one? I've paired these together
Yep.
because they're Will Smith. There's Will Smith heavy because he's in them.
Hitch
Hancock and I Am Legend. Sure, and Hitch 2.
I'd watch of those three. I'd watch a Hitch 2, but I would not watch.
The other two?
I think Hitch would have a lot to say about Tinder.
He probably would.
Because Tinder's been around for a decade now, so
Maybe.
it'd be ripe for a skewering from Hitch.
That's so true. But maybe he has to get back in the game because his wife hates him. and she divorced him.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
And he's on Tinder, but he's like,
Yeah.
he can't understand
But he's also
smartphones.
Will Smith, so he can just
Oh, yeah, to be fine.
be really fine. He's both Will Smith, the charming actor, and he's Hitch, the very charming man. So I don't think he'd have a problem. Could be called Hitch 2. He's not going to have a problem.
But maybe he's lost his edge and Kevin James has to help him.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because his wife died or whatever.
Oh, my God. What? You've gone too far. His wife died in an explosion. Just,
Yeah. But Hancock, they've been saying that for 100. Oh, sorry. I know you've got more Hitch 2 things
no,
to
I
say.
don't. I'm just...
You look like you had something
I'm
to
just
say.
I'm just trying to put together some elements that I remember from the movie Hitch and be like, how precisely did she die in that explosion? Wasn't she a diplomat or something?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I think she's a journalist because she's writing an article on Hitch or something.
No, I mean Kevin James's wife in that.
Why would she, no? She's a
She's a high society
an heiress
lady.
or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah,
I meant Will Smith's partner,
Right.
Eva Longoria.
Oh,
no,
right.
Eva. What's her name?
I don't know.
She's in Ghost Rider, Mason.
Oh, Eva Mendes.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you. There we go.
Anyway, she dies in some sort of heiress-based explosion.
No, because
Her
if you
mansion blows
remember,
up.
Will Smith keeps making a fool of himself in front of her. Like he kicks
Yeah.
her in the face and he eats like
the shrimp, but he
shellfish.
can't- yeah.
But he accidentally kills her in like a balloon accident or
Also,
something.
both wives are dying. in
I
this.
never said Kevin James' wife was
No,
dying.
I thought
you
that's what you meant.
misinterpreted.
Yeah, yeah.
So Hitch 2, both their wives died.
That's what it's called. It's called Hitch 2, both their wives died, but Hitch has lost his edge, so Kevin James has to help him.
So Kevin James, despite the love of his life dying,
Yep.
has still got game. And
Yep,
he helps
that's
Hitch.
right. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Joint funeral?
Yeah, it
Okay.
saves time.
But Kevin
Saves time
James
in
is the one
saves
that's
the runtime.
Kevin James is the one that's like, we got to get back out there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Will Smith's like, our wives just died.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And Kevin James is like, jackpots.
because he's rich.
Yeah.
All that heiress money.
Yeah.
Great. Do you want to see Hancock too?
No.
Because I don't.
Oh,
I know a lot of people like the idea of that universe in movies, but
yeah.
it's not for me.
I'd rather see. Look, if lady who was in Hancock, famous lady, very famous lady.
Oh, Charlize Theron?
Charlize Theron. If she only has time to do that or another old guard movie, I'd like another old guard movie.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
What about I Am Legend, depending on which version you consider
Absolutely
canon?
not. Nothing movie. Don't care for it.
We're going to have to cut this short because there's a lot here. that
Okay,
we've
we can
got
do another
left.
one.
We can do another one another week. But I just wanted to ask you, what about if they just did another Terminator 3?
Oh yeah, I'd
What do
see
you
that.
think?
Yeah, I'd see
Just
it.
take another run at it.
Yeah, I'd see it. It'll
Right.
probably go straight to video on demand, so I'll watch it.
Yeah, cool.
Probably just go to webisodes or something.
Yeah, they might go to webisodes.
What would the premise of another Terminator 3 be though? Why? What about Wild West Terminators?
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
But just, like a different time period and take the universe but do something else with it.
Yeah.
Which, to its credit, I don't really like it, but like Salvation did that.
Yeah.
It's like, what if you don't send someone back through time and they're protecting or whatever?
Yeah.
You know? So there
Yeah.
you go. Or we just make that sequel to Genesis or trilogy that we're going
Yeah,
to
right.
make.
I reckon a Western would be good. I reckon you do a Western,
Yep.
and then you could just say,
You got to use old timey guns like,
like you
hand cranked.
Oh my god! Imagine a Terminator. Imagine a Terminator with a Gatling gun, and
Yeah.
he's turning the
It's on
crank.
2 big wooden wheels.
Oh my God.
In a muddy field that he's trying to turn it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
cool.
right. He's a train fight, Terminator train fight.
Do you get Arnold? Or do you get like
Oh, yeah, see,
someone
that's
from
that's
Westworld
That's the thing, isn't it?
because of Cowboys?
Yeah. Yeah, that's also a problem as well because I think if I wanted to see a Terminator but with cowboys, I'd want like an iconic cowboy guy in it. Are you going to get Eastwood? He's
No.
a billion years old.
Nobody said Eastwood.
I said Eastwood, but who's left of the original?
Well, who's in Westworld these days? Aaron Paul,
Nope.
James Marsden,
Ooh.
Anthony Hopkins, Tandy Newton.
Yep. mhm.
These are all
These are all
cowboys.
good actors. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, do you go in a different... What I liked about the more recent Terminator was that the bad guy was someone we hadn't really seen before and he had a little bit of personality and stuff. I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
he was
true.
the closest thing to replicating a good villain villain's Terminator since 2.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Yeah.
Who do you get, Mason?
I don't know.
What about... I mean, you just look at the remake of Magnificent
This is
Seven.
a bad idea, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a good idea. That's what I'm
a bad
saying.
idea.
You could get because he was going to be him initially.
Yeah.
That murderer. O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, the murderer O.J. Simpson. Yeah, you could do that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
But also, if you say that he went, whoever it is, you say that the Terminator gets sent back in time, but like it's too. Yeah, I think you could go. Okay, well, there is
they
a
try to hang him and they're like, he's too heavy.
maybe. Oh,
And he also wouldn't let you do that.
he wouldn't let you kill you all. But I think if you were like, if you could build in a sort of limitation to the time travel and say if you go back you can only go back a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And there's risks involved. So if you send back a Terminator to like the Western time, they get damaged a bit.
Okay.
And then he's not as indestructible.
Yeah.
Like, because otherwise, like, what are cowboys going to do against the Terminator?
Well, that's what I think-
I mean, hit him with a train, I guess.
But I think that's what's interesting about him. Like you trap him in a mine explosion or something. Like
Yeah.
I think the idea that you are limited. I think that's what's
he
so
time travels back to a mine that is immediately exploded, and then you kill him.
big stick of dynamite
Big
in his
stick of
ear or
dynamite,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's what's interesting about the first Terminator and
Yeah.
some of the other ones in particular too.
Brolin.
Brolin's a good choice, and he
Yeah.
was Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
But
and he wants to make people forget about Jonah Hex.
he does.
But
But
we're going to call the character Jonah Hex. So
and he's got the
it's the
scars
new
from
Model
time
T
travel.
Jonah Hex.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about the good Terminator movies is that they're mostly indestructible and you have to use whatever weapons you have to
Ingenuity.
defeat them.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
But you take that to an era where the weapons are even worse.
That's true, yeah.
That's bad.
Well, that's you right. You are right in that instance because we have seen. I think in Genesis we had the idea of like, well, here's the T1000 and here's a T800, and you can kill them both in 2 seconds if you know what
Yeah.
you're doing. So
Yeah.
to bring it back to that and be like, they'll all be like, consarn it, these pistols aren't doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Not doing diddly squat, they'd say.
They would say that, right?
Anyway,
Then you hit him with a train.
steam train?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have like a high-powered modern locomotive unless
have a
they sent that back through
send a
train.
monorail
but they'd
back.
have to send it back covered in human skin so it
Yeah.
would get through.
That's right. Yeah.
Just a big flesh-covered tray just hammering out of time.
Wow. Is
You a
that a
big
metaphor
fan?
for something?
Yeah, it's his metaphor for the end of Back to the Future 3.
Cool. I like it.
That's Doc Brown. That's what he's about.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Having
wow,
kids
wow.
through time. With his-
Yuck.
yes. Anyway.
If here's what that's you know what, it's kind of something I'm interested in. The listeners out there, if you have a good idea for an old time, well, who could be a new Terminator, and you wouldn't be like, "Ugh, I'm sick of Terminator."
I think you'd take it back to like the idea what they were going to do with like Lance Hendrickson.
Don't say The Rock. You're not allowed.
No, you're not allowed to say it. No Vin Diesels, none of these
No
types.
Tom Holland.
No, you
No
could do-
Robert Downey Jr.
Everyone's
We're
loving
not
Tom Holland,
MCU
mate.
fan casting this, except for the one where I said Brolin, which is fine.
Yes.
So as far as we're going,
But oh yeah, I think the idea that they were going to get Lance Hendrickson originally for the first Terminator because he's an infiltration unit. Because again, it's that idea of
looks like
is
a guy, yeah.
as opposed to like an enormous Austrian bodybuilder,
Yeah,
which is a
right.
very odd choice.
Yes.
But anyway, maybe it's to do with the hydraulics. They've got big hydraulics. So you
Have
need
to
a
be
big
pretty
man to
big,
put 'em
yeah,
inside.
maybe. Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, we'll come back to this maybe even next week. Maybe send in some franchises that you'd like to see more of because I do have some
or less of, we could do
or less
both.
of.
We
Yeah,
can combine
whatever,
'em.
whatever. But
There are no rules over here.
yeah, I've got a bunch here, but if you, any suggestions, I've just written here Alita, but not for me.
Okay, yeah.
I know people love it, but we could talk about that next week. Anyway, should we go to the next segment of the show?
Yes.
But what is it? Because I always forget.
James, it's called What We Read In.
Yeah.
I'm not finished. Let me finish.
Oh wait,
What we gonna read?
I remember now.
Yeah,
because I
good,
say
right?
Westworld in the theme.
You do. It's true.
I'm doing the theme. Westworld.
Heh.
Oh, I stopped the theme song too early.
Oh my god.
People are going to hate that. Anyway, let's go on.
You start because I cannot remember for the life of me. I've had some time off, but I don't know what.
What have you been doing, Mason?
Just crimes.
I thought you were going to say just crying. But you said
Close.
it's sinister, just crying.
Oh. Are you going to watch Ratched?
No.
The origin of Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the
I
Cuckoo's Nest.
love Sarah Paulson. She's great, but no.
It's number 5 in Australia today on Netflix.
Great. I've seen their list. They put that Bruce Willis medical drama on there as well. What is it
The
called?
what?
It's like look up Bruce Willis. It's got like a blue. Just look it up on Netflix.
won't.
Just type in Bruce Willis.
Okay, here we go.
You'll see.
Oh my god.
It's like from 2018 and they're pushing this movie. I'm like, why are you pushing a modern Bruce
Trauma Center.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh look, it's Bruce Willis dressed as a normal man, looking annoyed that he has to do anything. Okay.
How do you think they got him on board for that?
I think they probably just filmed him at a hospital. Like he went in for maybe he hurt his hand or something at home and he went in and they're
Yeah.
like, we should film this.
Because his real passion is guitaring, probably.
Maybe,
you
yeah.
feel like
Or
he's-
like working around the house, maybe.
Do you reckon
Probably
he plays saxophone?
no.
I reckon in the 90s, him and Bill Clinton played saxophone together.
Nikki Whelan is in this. Is
Yeah,
she
she's
Australian?
Australian, yeah. She was from Bad Scrubs. That season of
remember Bad
people
Scrubs. Yeah,
hate,
yeah.
But also other things.
Wow.
Well, what
you
you
know what
ta-
I will watch?
What?
Speaking of, Bruce Willis. Just kidding. I will probably watch The Devil All the Time.
Oh, that's
which is
supposed to
the
be
new-
good.
It's got speaking of MCU fan casting, it's got
Yeah.
Tom Holland
And
it's got
not Anthony Mackie. The other guy who's in the Winter Soldier.
Sebastian Stan.
Yes, I believe.
And Robert Battenbat is in there as well.
He's not in an MCU movie, Mason.
I know.
Don't you know anything about movies?
No, I don't know anything. They're all the same to me.
Okay.
Yeah. And Australia's own Mia Wasikowska. Oh, a
Wachowski?
lot of Australia. Jason Clarke is in this.
He's from Terminator Genesis.
Genesis, yeah.
But also better movies.
Riley Keough is in this.
Oh my
Elvis
goodness.
Presley's granddaughter or whatever she is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I wish I was Elvis Presley's granddaughter.
Well, you're not. All right?
But one day maybe. Oh, one of the Skarsgårds is in it.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård.
What's his name's in it from Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Very good. These are all. Oh, oh no, I thought that was Liv Tyler. Riley Keough looks like Liv Tyler, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's uncanny.
Anyway, it looks really good. And it's weird that it's
Tim Blake Nelson.
Is he?
Yes.
Whoa, love Tim Blake Nelson.
Me too. Anyway, what's that about? Like a
It's,
bad family or something?
I'll you know what? I'm just going to tell you off the top of my head what it's about.
Here we
Sinister
go.
characters converge around a young man devoted to protecting those he loves in a post-war backwoods town teeming with corruption and
What
brutality.
does it mean by post-war?
Like in the 50s, I think.
Okay,
or late
cool.
40s, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
It's exciting. I like it. I'm excited to see Tom Holland in a role that isn't Spider-Man,
Yeah, and he's like, the devil's all the time in this town.
right?
I'm smoking a cigarette because I'm a man in this one. Smoking a cigarette, I've seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rude.
I agree, but it's the 50s. It's
true.
post-war.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Netflix hired a guy to sit in the background of all those scenes and he would smoke and then the guy would be like, well, it's the 50s though, isn't it? So it's fine you're doing that.
It's like a stage play. You're technically allowed to smoke in a stage play or something.
Are you?
It gets around the rules of like theatre. Oh. So if you ever just want to smoke indoors, just make a fake play and just do a monologue and smoke a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Just whatever's on your mind, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Just sell out a theater and just have a couple
punch
of
darts,
of
mate.
Caspers. Yeah, nice.
I tell you what, next time we do a live show, I will smoke 30 cigarettes.
Scrapped.
Just one after the other.
In total silence and we just count one every time you finish smoking. We're like 1.
I reckon I could probably do 4 before I vomit. Do you reckon I could do 4? I could probably do 4.
Probably you could do 4.
Yeah.
I also never got around to I'm thinking of ending things.
I've heard it's so grim, so that's why I haven't watched
I've heard
it
it's
yet.
both very
But also good.
Yeah, because I like Charlie Kaufman, who directed and I think wrote this. And I like Jesse Plemons, who's in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know any of the. I don't know. I think it's a sort of a relationship drama that takes a weird, maybe supernatural turn. But I've people are like, oh my god, Charlie Kaufman, he's done another thing, he's great. And then I read some various feedback. It's like, it's actually not that good. So
okay.
maybe I'll give it a crack this week, and I'll get back to you.
I just heard it was sad.
Oh well, I don't want to watch anything sad.
No, you watch happy things.
Like
Happy
the devil
Feet
all the
too.
time.
Like the devil all the goddamn time. Speaking of Netflix.
Yes, go on.
I actually started to watch Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
You were like, I'm going to hate this. You
yeah,
kept saying,
but
and
you
I'm-
know what? It's all right.
It's
It's pretty good.
What do you mean?
It's like a kid's show, but they're in
Yeah.
a special Jurassic Park camp, and it's kind of scary and fun.
When is it set?
During Jurassic World.
Oh,
Or just
everything-
before.
So everything's technically still cool at this point.
And there hasn't been a big volcano.
Right, and there hasn't been like a horrible breakout of like a killer dinosaur in a while.
Not yet. But there's hints towards a killer dinosaur.
Why do they keep building these camps
This was-
and parks?
I think this is the first.
Oh.
So it's like a summer camp, but for dinosaurs. Not for dinosaurs. For people to come along and look at dinosaurs.
Maybe it's time for a summer camp for dinosaurs.
I agree. I think...
Hey, dinosaurs, it's time to learn to tie knots. Oh, God, I'm being murdered.
How many different knots do you know, Mason?
I know tie your shoelaces knot.
I got that one down pat. I can do a belt. Does that count?
You can like put a belt on.
Yeah. It's like a knot, but it's more like a belt. But I can do it. Would anything that
No.
counts? I can put on suspenders?
I guess I can do one knot, which is tie your shoelace knot. Should I learn? That's the thing. Like you can just if I needed to do a specific knot, I could just look it up on YouTube. I think.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you should do that then.
But again, like what if like I don't know, somebody's fallen off a cliff, like and I have to save them by doing a particular knot.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I go to YouTube and I look up how to do the knot, and there's a guy like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" Anyway, first of all, you want to get some decent kind of rope, so I like to go. Anyway, if you want to buy this, I've got
a link to my rope.
Yeah, exactly. That's
guy
right.
and
Well, I've got a
whatever.
discount code for you, and then I'll be like, "God damn it!" And then I'll skim through and I'll miss the essential first part.
Or
of
it
the
doesn't
knot.
even tell you the first part. Or
Right?
whatever. And it's like, click.
Oh, he
it.
assumes I know.
Yeah, that's right.
Or he's like, well, I covered the basic hitch knot in a previous video, so I'm not going to do it here. But after, and I'll be like, God damn it. Clicking around.
Yeah. And the comments are mostly angry. Yeah. So you're saying that the person would die because you're
Yeah.
Googling
Oh, yeah.
knots.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
just improv something?
I guess I would, yeah.
My brother's crushing knots because he's a firefighter. He knows so many knots. But I
Yeah.
feel like he's one of those guys who's always known about knots, even before he was a firefighter. Does he
I
strike
feel
you
like
as that kind of guy?
your dad
My
taught him
is-
a lot of knots, but not you, not a lot of knots.
My dad's like, he grew up on a farm, right? But
Hmm.
he didn't, he's never really worked in like as a builder or anything, but he knows how to build and fix everything.
Yeah.
So like he was telling me about some kind of lawnmower thing and how to fix it. And I'm like, how do you know that? I'm like, how do you, and he's like, oh, I just,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, specifically, who told you this? Like,
Yeah.
why do you know this?
Good question, right?
And because this is things that he knew, but like before the internet, you know what I mean? I'm like, you don't have
Oh, yeah.
books. Like, what do you have a
Never read a
guy
book,
that you
yeah.
call that I don't know about?
Maybe.
Is it your dad? Did he not die and he's secretly giving you information? What's
Maybe.
going on here? Anyway, I just think it's
That's right.
fascinating to
Yeah.
me. Anyway, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
Wow. Sounds
It's all right.
bodacious.
If you got kids, probably a little bit older than a
your
baby, than my kid. If
Yeah.
they're like 6 to 10, they're
Do
probably
you think
like
your
it.
kid, your speaking kid, would get
He
it?
would fucking love it, but I wouldn't. It's just a bit scary.
But he doesn't
for him.
deserve it yet.
No, I show him like there's Lego Jurassic World and Jurassic Park stuff that he watches, but
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
right.
like it's a bit too intense for
Yeah, fair enough.
for a 4-year-old at this point in time. But he would love it. He would lose his mind.
Ooh.
Should we do the next segment of the show?
Yeah, momentarily we could do it.
We can wait, Mason.
Yeah, let's wait for a really long time. I think that'd be good for me, actually. No, let's do it now. I'm going to do it right now. We'll do the
let's
letters
do it.
segment.
Yeah.
The classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. You know they're here right now. We're going to do letters.
Just so people know, we're covering Mission Impossible 2 this week for Caravan of Garbage, and I even trimmed my beard back to replicate something.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing I've ever done, but you can definitely it'll be there this week.
I'm excited for
in
that.
the video.
Yeah.
And up early on.
People are marveling at
Extended.
your previous live, your previous live
Did you
action
say
stunt.
lie, Mason?
Your
Is that what you
previous
were going
lie.
to say?
No, I was going to say live action stunt.
That's true.
Yeah.
Silent Magic, big thank you to him for teaching me how that's
Good
done.
work.
I'll never reveal it.
Oh.
But let me just say
Yes.
that I'll never reveal it.
Wow.
What do you think of that, Mason?
Good.
If you do want to reach the show, #weeklyplanetpod at gmail.com. No, on Twitter. And the weeklyplanetpod at gmail.com.
That's
Send
correct,
through a
yes.
letter. You got letters,
I
Mason?
got so many letters here.
Do you have letters for days, though?
Yeah, I got letters for days. This is from Moritz.
Hello, Moritz.
It says accident-free listener.
Oh,
Hi
good.
guys, just writing in to confirm that there are people out there who listen to the pod accident-free. I've been listening since before BVS and I've been listening to the podcast on most days while riding my bike to work. The only accident was fully on me. I biked into a pole and happened on one of those rare days I wasn't listening to you. Keep up keeping me safe and sane. That's from Moritz.
Happy to help
Yeah.
you not crash.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now it's like a good luck charm for you.
Yeah, that's right.
You've jinxed yourself.
Every time you don't listen,
That's
you're going
right.
to have a horrible accident.
Bike into a pole.
That's right.
Yeah. Even if you're just like in a shop or something.
Yeah, you'll look down and suddenly you're on a bike and you're careening towards a hat stand, maybe.
Hat stand, exactly. That's right. I was going to say a big display of cans. You know?
Yeah.
You know, they're used to, and it's
And there's the guy on the top of the ladder. He's about to put the last one on.
And there's a big sign that says "new." You know,
New cans.
New cans.
And you crash
Extra
through.
heavy
You
cans.
crash through, but the guy is holding the can and he just goes, damn it. And he throws it down, doesn't he?
That's right. Yeah.
But he's
yeah.
okay.
He's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a little bit mad.
He's a little bit
I mean, he's
mad.
fired now.
Yeah.
He's fired. He's lost his job.
That's. I'm glad you're safe.
Thank you.
Not you, Mason.
But I mean, you're glad I'm safe, right?
No, because when you die, I can release that
That
Superman
episode, yeah, that's true.
and I can make a lot of money off
unreleased
it.
thing, that's true.
That's my retirement fund. that
What
very
if I
average
die
episode.
and then you make like $8?
Also, I think it's on a corrupt hard drive, so I don't even know if I can get it back.
Huh.
Yeah, anyway, we'll think
God.
about it.
Should we recreate it somehow?
No, Mason.
Do it again? Play
No.
that very average game of whatever
I
it was?
want to do that.
Okay, fine.
It's from Ninja Dude 3, Mason says, if you had to pull a heist, which crew would you hire? Fast Family, Ocean's Family, or Cruise Mission Impossible Family? I mean, it depends on your eras, obviously.
And it depends what we're trying to steal, obviously.
Yeah, well, let's say in this case we're trying to steal.
But it's the cruise team every time.
Why is that?
Because they're always
masks.
the best. And he doesn't just get like the same group of oddballs and losers the other two do. You know what I mean? Because every time Fast and the Furious crew, like they've got to steal a car or a secret satellite or whatever, they always have to bring Tyrese, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Who gets through it by sheer luck.
There's some other members in there that you're like,
Yeah.
what are you even doing?
But Cruz,
here?
every time, he gets
The best of the best.
He gets the best of the best. He gets a girl.
Yep.
He gets somebody who might be replacing him in the next movie, but he does it, but he isn't. He gets Simon Pegg. He gets
Ving
Ving
Rhames.
Rhames.
Yeah,
He gets
you're
all
right.
the good ones.
You're
right?
absolutely right.
And yeah,
And also, like, he often jettisons people that he doesn't need.
the dead weight.
But
exactly.
it seems like with Fast
Like his
and
wife.
Furious. Yeah, like his wife. But it seems like with Fast and Furious and the Oceans movies, they're just piling on more people every time. And it's
Right.
like, you could cut out a few of these. Like, you probably need the guy who can flip.
yeah.
But do you need Matt Damon's sleight of hand for this one? When he's
Maybe
got a
not.
fake nose or whatever? Remember that
Yes,
one?
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't really need him. That's more
Yeah.
for comedic effect.
That's right.
Cruz is taking it seriously.
Yeah.
That's you're
Exactly,
right.
that's right. Yeah.
okay,
Not
you're
even
right.
a question.
What's
this is from
another one?
Fabrizio. He says, not Trinidadian, I swear. Hello, guys. My name is Daniel. But maybe he's. Now, this is a heist.
That is a very Trinidadian name.
Somebody's stolen somebody else's email account here. My name is Daniel, and I'm from Uruguay. Since you are mentioning another small American country in the show, I wanted to jump in before anyone else to be the official South American listener, or at least the official Uruguayan listener.
Very good.
I've been listening to the show for years and would hate to have the position stolen from me. Daniel.
Well, you can't now, can you?
No. Anyway, congratulations, Fabrizio. You're getting the title, official Uruguayan listener. Who's Fabrizio?
What's going on here, Mason?
Right? It's
What
a
have you
mystery.
done?
This is clearly some sort of scam.
Yeah, you think so?
I think it's a scam.
Okay, should we click on all the links they sent through?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We'll
Good,
put in
good,
our
good,
mother's
good,
maiden
good.
names. It'll be perfect.
All right, here's a question for you, Mason.
Go on.
This is from Josh says, what are your favourite American sitcoms? # Weekly Planet
I
Pod.
thought you were going to say favourite American candy because I've been thinking about that.
Mason, we know you love bloody American candies. You go to a special store and you get a Reese's
I got
Pieces,
some
but
this
it's
week.
too much
I
peanut
don't get a
butter for
Reese's
you,
pizza.
whatever.
I don't get a Reese's Pieces.
I know you don't.
I got some Zagnut bars recently.
What's in a Zagnut?
It's Zagnut. It's like it's similar to a Reese's Pieces. I'll be
Okay.
honest with you. It's more like a Butterfinger. It's got that crunchy peanut stuff in the middle.
Okay.
Right, but then it's got like a toasted coconut shell over it.
Is it named after a Flash Gordon villain?
I
Zagnut
don't know,
or
but it's a
something?
good name, right?
It's a great
It's a
name.
name that they probably came up with in the 50s
No doubt.
to impress housewives.
Did it work?
Yeah,
They loved it.
they loved it.
I-
Fifth Avenue bar, James. Got some Fifth Avenue bars. Very good.
I don't know what that is
Also
either.
peanutty. Also peanutty.
You're just doing peanut stuff, aren't you?
No.
Why don't you just eat a can of peanuts, Mason?
I got some minty M&Ms. Crunchy minty M&Ms.
Oh, that's interesting.
Got
That's
some
like a
saltwater.
crunchy toothpaste.
Got some saltwater taffy.
I like a saltwater taffy.
Now, what were we talking about? I've forgotten.
American sitcoms.
Yes.
You're a Friends fan.
No.
You're a Seinfeld fan.
I mean, I watched a lot of Friends when it came out.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I'm not going back to it like a lot of people are like rediscovering Friends.
I mean, I'd like to say, like, we could do like your 30 Rocks and your Officers and your Curb Your Enthusiasms, but they're more kind of like modern. Should we talk more about like the 80s, 90s one?
Oh,
Like
Married
your
with
Cheers
Children.
and your
Married with
Frasier.
Children, yeah.
Is Malcolm in the
Frasier-
Middle even count?
No. Frasier's still good. I've watched some Frasier recently.
It is good, isn't it?
Man, Frasier's good.
Were you a Will and Grace fan?
I'm sure I watched it.
Yeah.
Again, we didn't have as many options back in the day, so you just had
No.
to watch whatever was on.
I never watched Roseanne. I never watched The Cosby Show. I watched a lot of MASH. Big fan.
Mm.
What about Everybody Loves Raymond? Remember there's an episode where Deborah doesn't cook a very good meal or something and her mother comes around and just berates her for 20 minutes and then Raymond comes in and goes, ah. And
Yeah.
then Robert goes, I live on my own in a basement.
Yeah, I remember
And then
that.
the twins run out and Raymond goes, why did I have kids? I'm such a dickhead.
And then Ray's wife kills the mother. Like all this is going on. She's just like, I've had enough of it, and like takes her out to the garden. And it's like, how do you like these roses? And Deborah's mother's like, Ray's mother's like, no, they're
Not
very-"
red enough, but then she
Yeah.
goes, well, let's change that.
And then caves her head in with a shovel. And then Ray's like, Deborah. And then it got dark after that. But they did 4 more seasons.
They did 4 more seasons somehow.
Yeah, everybody loves Raymond except his
Raymond.
mum, who's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Deborah killed her.
It's an
that
okay
one?
show, actually.
Yeah,
to
I
be
don't mind
fair.
it. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like
him.
I like Ray Romano in things generally. Have you seen
too.
Men of a Certain Age? We've talked about that.
I don't think I have.
It's a good show.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
You're a 2.5 Men fan?
No.
I heard you're a big fan.
No, I'm not.
You're a Gilligan's Island fan?
No.
You're a Leave It to Beaver fan?
Look, can we just stop at Frasier? Frasier's probably my favourite from that era.
More than Cheers?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. So. Though I haven't seen a lot of Cheers, to be fair. To be fair, Mason.
Yes.
What about that 70s show?
I like that 70s show.
You know, people say that we're now closer to the 70s show. It's further away than we are to than that was to the 70s or something.
Huh.
What do you think
It
of
really
that?
makes you think.
Time and that, all that.
Time and space.
Sebastian says, I once bumped into Eric Bana. We talked about celebrities, if they give off big celebrity energy.
Oh, good question. Yep,
This is related to
Yep, go
that.
ahead.
I once bumped into Eric Bana as he visited Fashion Week in Berlin wearing shorts, an oversized t-shirt, earbuds and sunglasses. His charisma literally turned my head.
Ooh.
That sounds like something he would
Makes
do.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got any more celebrity stories where they're either overwhelming or underwhelming, please let us know.
Let us know. Yeah, please. Or make something up.
Yeah.
No, don't. We'll
whatever.
know. We'll know. That's the thing. I want to know the secret. I want to know if they like.
You can't harness it. You're kidding yourself, Mason.
No, I'm not saying. I just want to know
You
what it
red
is.
idiot.
No, I don't. I'm sure I don't have it. I'm
Like,
just
what is it? The it factor.
Yeah, what's the it factor?
That's what they're always looking for on the X Factor. It's called the X Factor. It should be called the It
yeah,
Factor. Maybe
yeah.
that's what the movie It was about. I don't know. I don't think it's. I think it's.
Oh, Eric Bana has murderous clowning.
He's
That's why he's so successful. He
It wouldn't
murders all his
surprise me if
rivals.
he did do a clown school or something in the 90s. As
Well,
part of his.
Poiter's the ultimate
Boy, does
Australian
the ultimate
clown.
Australian clown. That's so true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's something that you can necessarily point to.
Okay, then.
You know who does know? The guy who runs Saturday Night Live that everybody hates but also bows down to.
Lord Michaels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. He probably does or doesn't. More that he doesn't, if I'm honest with you.
Sure. Is that the show?
No, I've got more letters.
Oh my God, I love letters.
This is from Tracy.
Hello, Tracy.
Headline, stabbed myself. Hey, James and Maso, I can officially say that I injured myself listening to the pod, was knitting and jabbed a needle under my nail. Definitely, well, she says here, definitely not as intense as the others, but worth noting. No, that's bad.
It's incredible pain. They use that in proper, like, old school torture. That's
Yeah,
some,
for sure.
that's some
Yeah,
old
yeah,
school
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's right up there. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Also wanted to ask if either of you watched Will Smith as a pigeon. I never got around
No.
to it. You didn't even show your kid?
No.
Okay, right,
I'm not
right.
watching that. Even though I may have said that I was going to watch it.
Thought you might have something interesting to say about it, or at least somewhat entertaining. Well, you
No.
thought wrong, Tracy.
What were you thinking, Tracy?
Yeah. A couple more emails. Let's see.
Good luck with the nail. I mean, bloody hell.
I mean, one would hope it's fine now.
I agree.
Oh, let's see. James, I got so many.
Yeah, well, you say
This
that.
from Dean. Hey, James and Mason, I've been debating for a while about a topic to email in about, and finally, after 2 years, I've got something. I'll be starting university next week, and I'm very excited / nervous to start the
Woo!
new journey, especially
Dean's
with all the
doing
changes
it.
due to COVID. I'll be studying film studies and production. I'm very excited to gain more insight and knowledge into the world of film, more knowledge than you even, as if.
Come on.
Come on, mate. We wrote
dick.
that. We wrote that subject. We wrote the whole thing.
We certainly did.
At the end, surprised they're going to be like, "You're not getting it. We tricked you." This is from James and Meso. We tricked you real good. Give us $45,000. Anyways, I would appreciate if you guys wish me luck and continue to pump out the great content that will help me going throughout my studies. Hasta lasagna. Don't get any on you from Dean.
We won't. Thank you, Dean, and good luck out there. We
Even
look
though we
forward to our
tricked
$44,000
Yeah, we
you're going to
tricked you.
send
We
our way.
tricked you.
US, obviously.
That's right. Let's see.
I agree.
Yeah.
But what are you saying specifically? I watched Babe the other day. It's a good movie, man, with my kid.
Oh, yeah?
It's
You liked
dark.
it?
Yeah, I got to watch Babe too. Apparently it's all right. Anyway,
Okay,
go on.
last one. This is from Brittany from Wisconsin. I work in a bakery.
Wisconsin!
Oh, yeah, that's 70 show.
Yeah, thanks.
I work in a bakery where twice a week I have to come in at midnight to make all the bread and donuts for the day. And listening to the podcast, as well as James' less successful but just as enjoyable podcast, Suggestible, helps to wake me up in the mornings. I felt the need to email in when on last week's episode you talked about how some people only email in when they have accidents while listening. And I just wanted to say that since I listen in the dead of night in an empty store, nothing noteworthy has ever happened while listening.
Wow.
I love the podcast, so keep up the good work. And can I be the official Midnight Bakery babe of the podcast? Absolutely.
It seems like you've locked that in, Mason,
Yeah, I have.
for yourself.
What, free donuts?
No. You're the bakery babe.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of a bakery babe.
You're in there, aren't you?
Yeah.
You'll pose with a pastry, won't you, in front of a
You
funny
better,
sign?
Oh, my God. Maybe in front of an award-winning vanilla slice. You
Yeah.
better believe I will.
It's never that good when they say award-winning. I feel like if it's good, that just is. And you hear about it. You know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you about one off air because I can't really remember where it was, but I had it a while back and it was some good stuff.
I can't wait to hear about this story you vaguely
It
remember.
was thick as your head, James, this vanilla slice.
Thick as this fucking head?
Yeah.
That's not good. That's too much,
Oh,
obviously.
well. Anyway, I'm
Brittany,
gonna say,
you've got that thing.
You've got that
Yeah.
that thing you said.
Terrific.
Yeah, and you're doing the Lord's work because I love a hot, fresh bread and donut. Tell you that much. Tell you that much. Anyway, that's all the emails.
It is it?
I mean, there's more emails, but we'd be here all day.
Well, I don't want that. But Mason, we can wrap up the show though, can't we?
Oh my God! Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. I hope everybody's doing all right out there. Let us know. Keeping busy. Hope
Keep it
everybody's
cool.
keeping busy and keeping cool.
Yeah.
I know in England there's a heat wave happening.
Oh no! Is it bloody 14 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit? The joke still works. It doesn't
Still
matter.
works.
It's
It's
universal.
still cold. Either way, it's still cold for us. It's cold for Americans.
Fuck you, England.
Ah, that's good stuff.
I got friends over there. Good luck.
Yeah, it's good because the English houses are not built for hot
certainly
weather.
not.
There's no aircon and the insulation keeps the heat in. So
They're
people are
built for a jammy Dodger and various other English biscuits and chocolates you name.
exactly. That's right. Terry's chocolate orange.
Yes, etc.
But I hope everybody's doing all right. I hope everybody's doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and finding stuff to do if you're at home,
Heat wave in
and
England.
being safe if you have to leave the house.
It's September.
I know it's crazy.
It's almost like something's going on with the like there's been a change in climate.
Like the global environment, the global ecosphere.
Oh, maybe, but I'm not going to
Let's
say
not-
that.
Let's not think about it. Let's just not think about it, James.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hope everybody's doing all right. If you're getting out there, stay safe. Thank you everybody for listening and subscribing and telling a friend and leaving a nice review. James, you got
Happy
a nice
to do
review?
it. I got a couple of nice reviews, Mason. It
Go
always helps. Helps the show in a big time way, and you can do it in app. This one's from DJ Demstank. Says this podcast brackets almost ruined my life. I've been listening to this podcast for nearly 7 years since I discovered it on YouTube. I used to listen to it on my phone browser, and I opened the page, it would start playing automatically. That's insane. What do you do? The phone browser? What's going on there? Anyway,
know, right?
one day in class, I put up my phone and give it a Google. My phone started playing Red Hot Comic Book Movie News, etc. and so forth. At full volume in my class auditorium, and as quickly as I tried to turn the volume down, it was too late. I tried to play it off as if it was somebody else, but it was difficult to hide
It
my
was
shame.
you,
You
he
did
said.
it.
Yeah.
Always give the show a listen. I give it 5 stars, despite having a near life-ruining theme song. Thanks, boys.
Thank
I got to change that
you.
theme song, Mason. Also, it can be as long as that or as short as Monkey C 2003. Says, love these guys. All you need to know is that they crack wise about the 5 Transformers movies for us. Awesome podcast and YouTube channel. So thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for those reviews. If you wait.
I'm
If
waiting.
you want to get in contact with the show,
I do.
You go to Weekly Planet Pod at Facebook, at Gmail, at Twitter, at Bandcamp. You can also go to planetbroadcasting.com. You can sign up to the newsletter from the great Rob Collins. He's at Raw Collins on Twitter.
He's editing this show.
That's right. He's at the Weekly Planet, also on Twitter. You can also sign up to the. I said the newsletter, didn't I?
Yeah, but you can sign up again.
Yeah, you can sign
Put in a
up
second
again.
email address. Put in your
Yes.
work email address as well.
Oh my God! Put in your boss's work email address. Who knows? You can also look at all the great podcasts on the Planet Broadcasting Network. You can also go to the
Yes.
Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. Have a nice chat. If you're like, man, I wish I could talk about all this dumb stuff that James and Moso talk about, all the movies and stuff. Or you just go
You
to the
can.
Facebook group. It'd be terrific. I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter, and I'm Nick Maso, NickMaseeau on Instagram. James, you're Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere.
Every platforms all the time.
If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. If you'd like to
Chuck
chuck
in
in a
a
buck, we
buck.
would absolutely appreciate that. Whatever you can spare, we don't mind.
We don't mind.
You can also go to the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description. If you're stuck at home, you want to get some stuff delivered, do it through our Amazon affiliate link. Why don't you?
Why don't you?
You can also go to bigsandwich.co if you want to get all sorts of bonus stuff that we're doing. We're having a grand time.
Having a great time over there.
We're doing a little something extra for our podcast. We got this covered.
covered,
We're
no
doing a little-
snitches.
putting a little twist on it.
That's right. That's coming up.
Coming up in a few weeks. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
when it's coming up.
Yeah.
We're not afraid to poke fun at ourselves in a very limited way. You know what I mean, James?
I'm very open to that idea.
Yeah, but only don't. Oof.
I'm very sensitive with my thick head.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's true. Another
Brute
thing.
Rackham.
Oh, yeah, thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all the musical themes. We've got T-shirts on tpublic.com. People are loving that Rob Battenbat T-shirt. That's an unofficial T-shirt. but
That's why we don't
still
endorse it. No, we do endorse
We
it.
should get one to Robert Pattinson. Robert Battenbat.
But how?
I reckon we send it to, like, he's got to have, like, a manager. Is he filming in England?
Yes.
I reckon we could send it to the production company and they would give it to him.
Okay.
And then it would appear on social media and we'd be famous.
Okay.
Well, maybe not. Maybe Christopher Small, who made the T-shirt. Maybe he
Wouldn't
would be
we
famous.
be famous though?
We'd definitely be famous.
well, then as
though,
long as
yeah.
we're famous.
That's true, yeah, because we're ideas men.
We
you know?
certainly are.
Yeah.
More like
That's the whole
bloody
show,
no
I reckon.
ideas, man. Got us. Anyway, so go on.
That's the whole show, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week, maybe this thing again or a different thing
Maybe a
is
different
out.
thing. We'll think of a different thing.
I don't know. Maybe Mason and I will jump state lines to go and see Tenet.
I'm not going to do that.
We're going to do it.
I dare it.
We've got Tom Cruise on board. He'll
Oh,
let
we
us
could
do
tunnel
it.
through, maybe? We could tunnel under the Ring of Steel or whatever they call it now.
Is that what it's called?
That's what they're calling it.
Great. Okay. Yeah, thanks guys for listening.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
And goodbye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
I mean, if you want. It's up to you.